Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Park Views with Brad Hughes. If I sound annoyed, that's because me and Evan just did an hour of a podcast, and then with a move of my foot, the recorder turned off. So, real annoyed that happened. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Evan Boucher. That's what I'm calling you from now on, sir.
Hello there. Well, just depends who you ask in my family. If you move to Florida like me and my uncle, you go by Boucher.
Go by Boucher. You gotta get
stay
that
in the
Southern
Midwest,
style.
you go with that Midwestern Boucher. Like, you just... That's what you go with. That's how it is.
Oh, it's Evan Boucher there.
So,
there he is. He's right there. His name's Evan Boucher.
It's more of that like, oh, you betcha.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
don't you know? Don't you know? Right there. It's right there. It's Evan Boucher. There he is.
Stop bears.
The bears. Right there. He's right there.
Bears.
Evan Boucher.
Stop bulls.
So yeah, we literally just did an hour.
We solved
podcast,
world hunger too. We solved
and
COVID.
We figured it out.
We solved world hunger.
I'm running for president.
Yeah, but
so
we
let's break down the last episode that we just did that no one will ever hear.
Nope.
I'm running for president.
Yep. I'm voting for you.
You're voting for me. We talked about the High Republic because there was some news coming out. We decided this was going to be a hybrid episode of Jedi Talk and Park Views with Brad Hughes. I got a new lightsaber thanks to my beautiful girlfriend Holly Roos. Got me Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Obi-Wan! I got me Obi-Wan's lightsaber. What do you know?
From the Phantom Menace.
From the Phantom Menace, one that he slices Maul in half
No,
with.
he slices Maul in half
with
with
Qui-Gon's. Correct. Sorry, my fault.
You knew. No, you
the
got
one,
it.
The one
You
that
knew.
he fights Maul with in Phantom
Exactly.
Menace.
Yep.
Which I have something I want to say about Doc Ondars. We'll get to in a little bit.
Oh boy. Well, okay. I think I might know because you kind of broke something about it recently.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get to talking.
Book.
Got the lightsaber book. It was actually it's a cool book, but I'm a little underwhelmed. The size of it is way smaller than I thought it would be. I thought it was gonna be like a massive coffee table book. It's not. It's pretty small. It's still good. The content of it is pretty good, and there's some stuff in there.
The information's good.
Specifically about Leia's lightsaber,
Yeah.
which we read on the episode that will never be heard by anyone.
No. So buy the book and read it. But basically, it talks about her on Agent Class, the planet we see in Episode 9.
Yeah, her and Luke train on that planet, and then she ends up coming back to that planet. So just go check it out. We don't want to ruin it for you here because I just don't want to talk about it again. To be perfectly honest with you,
Right. And we are disappointed with how like the renderings of the lightsabers look. A few of them, like Ben's and Kylo's, do not look good.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
So some of the lightsabers are very detailed in the look,
And intricate, yeah.
and some of them look like someone
look
used
like
clip art.
a high schooler went on AutoCAD and
Yeah,
made it.
it's bad. So I would give it a C plus as far as the book goes. It could be bigger.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in that, check it out. If you're a completist, for sure, check it out. But so what we were talking about when we were just, recording before it died, were your parents came to Disney World for the first time. So let's just make this a Park Views with Brad Hughes episode. How about we do that?
That's fine with me.
So let's talk about take it from the top. I know we've just talked about it for about 30 minutes, but we're going to get back into it here. So go ahead and
That's
take it
okay.
from the top.
Hopefully it'll be more concise this time. So they came down for the first time since 2005, almost to the day too, because it was the Halloween party we went to. Was our last time together as a family. At
That's
the parks.
weird.
So I don't know. We didn't plan it that way. It wasn't like 15-year anniversary. It was just come down, fall break. They had time to come, so they came.
Which I didn't realize was what was happening, and that's why they were there. By the way, your dad is super smart.
Yeah, he's selectively smart. It's weird. Like the things he can talk about and know about versus like other things. It's just like he couldn't sit down and talk about a movie he's watched because like to him he doesn't remember them. Like he can watch a movie and be like, "Wait, that guy's a bad guy," and it's like unless it's Darth Vader, but like yeah, Dad, you've seen that movie 10 years ago.
But that's intelligence though. Like
yeah, that's memory versus intelligence.
He doesn't
like,
have time for that. Like his brain is preoccupied with other things because
well, he's a tech teacher, so he just knows how things work. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna lose my mind with these cables.
That cable is killing you.
You know how I am.
Just don't lose the recording again. Don't do it.
You know how I'm an audio. Like I cannot stand bad sound. Like I can
hear you there, so.
Dude, I'm losing my mind over here.
Yeah, it's not fun to watch.
I can handle bad video. I cannot handle bad audio.
Well, all of my videos are bad video, so I get that.
You have a good camera. It's fine. I cannot. This is driving me up the wall. Anyway, continue.
But he just knows how things work because he's a tech teacher, and he's built things like that too in like his shop where it's like if you had Imagineer level budget and Imagineer level, things around you, you could do Imagineer level stuff. So like,
Yeah,
he's
I
always
got that
been
from your
around
dad that was like his calling that he just didn't do. For
Yeah, and he's
whatever
never
reason.
like dreamed of it or anything. But like, yeah, that could have been.
Honestly,
one of his
man, I don't think
callings.
he knew it existed. You know my honest
Yeah,
opinion.
no, yeah, I've never even heard of it until I was like in college. I was like, oh, that's how Disney does. Like, that's when I got into.
I honestly
Disney
think
stuff.
if he'd have known, that would have
Yeah.
been what he did for real. Your dad's
Yeah.
super smart. I wasn't expecting your parents to be as cool as they were, not in a rude way, but like just the way that a mixture of my own
How
thoughts
approachable
of the
they were, too.
Midwest
Yeah.
and like how you had described them to me. Not in a mean way.
No.
I'm definitely not shunning your parents because they were fantastic, but like just the way you described them to me and like my preconceived notion of like what they would be like.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to be as cool as
and
they
you
were.
had
like,
just met Austin virtually on the podcast.
yeah,
like a
great
week
episode
ago.
by the way. If you like
Yeah.
Clone Wars, go check it out.
Yeah, so like you met him, and then like within the next week, you in person met my mom and dad. So I've met all of your family. You've met all of my family now. So like,
I mean, you even met Holly's family, which is
Yeah.
my family too. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, not officially, but we're just.
No.
I mean, at a certain point, it's just piece of paper. With us,
Exactly.
it's just piece of paper. But your dad gave me a big hug. Like
Yeah.
I was super not expecting that.
yeah, it was like a 2 bears, 1 cave hug.
It was, man.
Yeah.
It was great. Your parents were fantastic. I hope they hear this. I love them. I can't wait to hang out with them more. I felt bad I couldn't hang out more.
They are talking about coming down again in like a month or two. So.
Good. So here's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be overbearing to where they were like, "Why is this guy here? Leave
Right.
us alone. We want to spend time with Evan."
Right.
Like
You
I
weren't
did.
at all.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I kept leaving. I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, you guys have fun.
I
I'll
know, I
see
was
you
like,
later."
I guess Brad doesn't actually like me anymore. Fine.
No,
Like,
come on. Did you
No, I
realize
know.
that's what I was doing,
no,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you have a key to my apartment. Like for real.
Yeah.
Well, actually, do you now?
I have. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do. Like if you don't physically, you have a key, and you're welcome here anytime. And I just was like, I felt that way about your family. Like if you told me like, hey, my family's come over, can they stay at your place? Absolutely.
Right.
Like it felt like family. Dude.
Maybe
It was-
next
it
time
was
they
great.
will, because that was tough. No.
I bet it was, man. Because
it's so small. Like it's
just a new
perfect for
place.
me, but when you add people, it's like it's small.
I would have no problem with that. By the way.
Yeah, I know you
By
would,
the
but I
way.
wouldn't do that to you. But so they hadn't seen Disney Springs since it's been Disney Springs,
Which is crazy. So
They're
last
like
time they were here,
downtown
Disney
Disney.
Quest was still around.
Yeah, my dad was asking. He's like, "So, like, what'd they do with Disney Quest?"
Oh,
Like,
they
is
made it
around?"
lame.
And I'm like, "Well, now it's NBA thing." And he's like, "Oh yeah," because I've never said it on the show. I almost worked at the NBA experience.
Oh yeah, you did.
I was
you were
offered
real
a
close.
job while I still lived in Indiana, and they only gave me a week to get my life down here. And I was like, "There's no way I can make that happen." So.
Aren't you glad you
In
didn't?
hindsight, I'm so happy that didn't happen, because I'm still down here. I'm still living in Orlando, going to Disney. It's just I'm not working for Disney, but that's not working for Disney. Working at the NBA experience.
No, it is, but
it is, but
well,
it's not.
The thing
like-
is that with it though, like that literally could have been a way to get in with a company.
exactly.
and
That's
then you
what
could
it
have
would
done
have
other things,
I would have
but-
been every day looking for a way to get out.
You don't want it.
So-
You'd have to be there for 6 months and then you
Ugh.
just transfer Genie and get blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
blah.
So I almost ended up working at the NBA experience.
Thank God you didn't.
So they were asking about that. They're like, "So what's going on with the Disney Springs, downtown Disney?" And I'm like, none of it's the same, basically. Like Rainforest Cafe and World of Disney is about it that's left from downtown Disney, essentially, and Lego Store, I guess. But now it has a whole backstory. They've added all this stuff, and like we were walking around, and my dad's like, "So wait, like all this stuff is fake?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're not actual springs. Like it's not a real place." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's not cool." I'm like, "But that's how theme parks are. Like this is basically
it's
just
not real, dude.
Yeah,
Like
it's
there's
a-
also not really the resistance.
don't how dare you?" So I was like, "Yeah, it's just Disney theming, but at a shopping mall, basically." He's like, "Oh, okay." Like, yeah. So we did that their first night here. So that was like the first being like, "Wow, nothing is the same as it used to be." And initially we were gonna go to Magic Kingdom, which would have been cool too, because they'd never seen New Fantasyland, they've never seen Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, like it still would have been fun, like to go, but like it would have been Disney miserable because of crowds. Like Disney miserable is still better than being in Indiana in the wintertime. So they still would have had a good time.
Aren't you
But-
glad I talked you out of that?
Yeah, super glad.
God.
So thankfully,
Imagine being in Indiana right now.
Ugh.
Missing Batu.
It was cold. I talked to my mom and dad on the phone today. They're like, "It's cold up here today," and I was like, "Oh, thank God I'm not there." Like it's hot.
It was 84 today.
Yeah, it's been hot. I'd rather have hot than cold.
Me too,
every day
dude.
of the week.
Every day.
Like hot's
Give me
not
hot.
my ideal. I want it to be 65 every day, but like obviously it's not gonna be.
If I had to
But
pick
I don't want
20
cold.
or 90, I'm picking 90.
Every day.
100%.
Yeah. So
Give me that sunshine, bro.
100%.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Oh, vitamin C. It's been a while. I don't think we've referenced that in like 2 or 3 episodes. But thanks to you, we gave you all our information on My Disney Experience, and then you linked us up, and then you got us park passes for studios. I don't know how, because we've checked 7 times a day for a week.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, you used the Force, and you got us that.
There's a trick to it, but I'm not going to reveal my trick.
How dare you?
I'll tell you off this, but I'm not doing it here.
At like 8:30 in the morning because we live so close, but I had to like guarantee we're in the park before 10. So like parking takes a minute to get in, so we ended up parking, and we went through security. Their smart security, whatever they call it now, is amazing. Where you can just walk through, you don't have to like hold out anything unless you have like a lightsaber or a droid or anything. So like that's not many people. So security takes 10 seconds. You fly through now. So we get into the park, and I'm like, okay, we have to go get a boarding pass, obviously, for Rise of the Resistance. We have to go to a place with the least amount of people possible, and we have to use data. We have to use our best phone we have, because my phone is crap. It's like 5 years old. My dad's phone is like right in the middle. It's a couple years old, and it's like basic. My mom has like an iPhone, so like we're like, okay, we'll use mom's iPhone, jump on data. We'll go over to Muppets Courtyard, right in front of Pizza Rizzo, where there's nobody. There's me and my mom and dad, one party, and then a party of 2 and another party of 2 sitting in front of Pizza Rizzo. 10 o'clock hits. 5 seconds later, literally 10 o'clock and 5 seconds, boarding passes are gone. Me and my mom and dad don't get one. The 2 parties next to us, they get one. They're celebrating and high-fiving and cracking open champagne bottles, and they're having a good old time. And I'm just like, not devastated.
Is there anything more annoying than those cheers when you don't get a boarding group?
It is. And most of the time,
it's an adrenaline rush. Your hands shaking. You're like,
I said that too.
9:59.
I said that too to my mom. I'm like, I hate how anxious and nervous this makes me. And she's like, it shouldn't. Don't let it. I'm like,
please.
No.
You don't understand.
You don't know. And
it's not like Space Mountain where you can just go later and not get a fast pass and still ride it. Like, this is your one shot.
Right.
Because let's be real. Unless the day is going really well, you're not getting a 2 o'clock boarding group.
No, and I'm just like, even if you
I've
get
gotten
one
a 2 o'clock
and it
boarding
goes down,
group
like you're not going to get
one
on.
time.
Like, I never have.
One time. I got it once.
I don't know how.
It was at home.
I'm so jealous. That's genius.
And I almost didn't go because it was raining. But I was like, I gotta ride it
hate you,
at night.
and you've done it more than me. I hate you. I've been stuck on 25.
32 times.
I've been stuck on 25 for over a month.
Get on my level, sir.
I try, but they don't want me to succeed.
I'm going tomorrow, and I'm gonna get it.
I am too. You'll get one, and I won't. I'll be standing next to you, and you'll get one.
Oh, because it would automatically put you in my group.
Well, if you select me, I don't know if you're gonna.
You don't have to select anymore. It does automatically people who are scanned in.
That is amazing. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Wow, that's how bad I've been about getting it.
You honestly might need to update your app.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
That could be because about a month ago there was an update.
Okay.
And that's how long it's been since you've had issue getting on it.
Yeah, it could be correlated.
Double check and make sure that's not the case because there was an app update.
Going to because I haven't done it for a month. I'm stuck on 25. Going tomorrow. Going Tuesday. Gonna try.
Bro, I love this lightsaber. I just keep holding it and like twirling it around. It just feels.
That's what I do with Ben's.
This is going to be the best lightsaber to bring in the park too because it's going to fit on my belt without like pulling my pants down because it's so heavy. It's light.
Yeah, it's easily the lightest.
It's hands down the lightest.
That's my only complaint about Kylo's. It's so heavy. Mm-hmm. It's so large. It's just like
Ben's
Kylo.
I think
Kylo's
for some reason
thick,
Ben's is heavy. He's thick like him.
Yeah.
It's Ben Swallow, bro.
Yeah.
I have 7 legacy lightsabers now.
I know, and that one is literally a lightsaber.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it.
You got 7. I'm gonna probably end up with like 5 or 6. I've got 3 now. I'm gonna get Windows and Dooku's, so that'll be 5.
You know what we should do? We should just fill in the gaps the other person doesn't have. Because then, if you were like, hey, can I borrow this? If you called me and were like, hey, can I borrow this labor? I'm like, absolutely.
Okay. Well, right now the 3 already have.
Just get the ones that I know I don't want that you do.
Well, I'm going to eventually because you don't want a Saj. I'll get a Saj.
I don't give 2 flying craps about the Jedi Guard.
I don't really either. So maybe neither of us will get that. So
I bet you that one goes away.
Could. I'd be okay with it because it's not really accurate.
But it's a yellow lightsaber.
As we figured out today. Like, we already knew a little bit from Rebels, but from the lightsaber book.
It's a double-bladed,
it's like more of a staff hinge. That's why people wanted Rey's to be like a staff hinge, because it's like a staff, like her staff that she fights with, and it's also a temple guard. So like, and her blade ended up being yellow. It's like that's what people wanted.
Favorite, dude, you don't understand. I remember seeing a yellow lightsaber on the cover of a Star Wars book when I was a kid, and ever since then I was like, I want a yellow lightsaber.
Right. Same with purple. Like you see Mace Windu with purple, you're like, that's a thing.
That's so cool.
That's an option.
So cool. Anyway.
So yeah, we don't get the boarding group, which
We'll get it tomorrow.
I
We'll
get
ride
it.
it together.
I'm here. I'm spoiled. Like, I live right here. I've done it 25 times. You've done it 30 times.
By the way,
We're
I want to
spoiled.
announce right here tomorrow, because I'm uploading this tonight. Tomorrow, if I get a Rise boarding group, I'm going to live stream the whole experience from beginning to end.
Ooh, sweet.
So there you go. All my people over on Facebook, under Magical Merch, you're good. You'll be
That's
able to
gonna be
watch
sweet.
it.
But I don't.
And also,
I haven't
don't
been a
watch
part
it
of
if
a
you,
live
haven't, been on it.
Do not. Yeah, spoiler free.
Please.
Do yourself a favor.
I'd
It
rather
doesn't
no
affect
one
me.
see it than and enjoy the full thing. Please do not. If you have not seen Rise of the Resistance in person, do not watch the live
Yeah,
stream.
it doesn't affect me, but like, do yourself a favor. Spoiler free. Do not do it.
Do not. It's not a good thing.
No. So, it's like opening day every day, though. You know, because all those people, most of them have done it. And they're doing it for the first time. They're getting that boarding pass. That anxiety and stress levels lifting, and they celebrate. And you hear the cheers. And you hear like, I got boarding group 16. I got 45. Like it's.
I got 80. Like, oh,
My leg.
good luck.
Like, you just
My
hear
leg.
in the background. My leg. It's like what? Why are
That's
you here?
hilarious.
So we didn't get it, but that's all right. I'm like, we're still in studios. It's gonna be a good day anyway. We still got the Falcon and Oga's. At this point, we didn't have an Oga's reservation, so I'm like, hopefully Oga's. And I even looked for like the walk-up thing, which I didn't know was a thing until like a week ago.
It doesn't work.
And yeah, it was like 10:02, and I was on the walk-up thing, and it's like, walk-ups are full. Please check again. I'm like, nope, they're full. So I was like, all right, we'll go over to Rock and Roller Coaster. Start our day there. That's when the wait is the lowest for it. It was like a 20, 30-minute wait. And that was my first looping roller coaster. I think my dad's first looping roller coaster. My mom's too, and my brother's.
Really? Your dad's too?
Yeah. And my dad is his reason. His love of Aerosmith is my reasoning for loving Aerosmith because he introduced me to it.
My dad too,
So,
man. Like I remember
I
him.
don't know. It's like a dad thing.
It has to be because
yeah.
our dads are around the same. Do you know what year your dad was born?
61.
62.
I want
So
to say
same
like
thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. So my dad was 4/12.
That's insane
62.
to me. Wait, so they were alive when Walt was alive?
Yeah.
He died in 66. That's
Mhm.
insane. Ugh. Jealous.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I never really thought
So
about
jealous. That's
that.
crazy.
I mean, they didn't know him.
No, but they lived in the same time.
and he
they
was
had a
3,
potential.
but whatever. I mean, he was
Yeah.
5 when he died.
They had
but
a
whatever.
potential to meet him. It could have happened.
Yeah,
We don't have that potential.
It's true.
So,
He's gone.
yeah.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah,
It
so
must be just a dad
It must
thing
be a
from that
dad
time
thing because
period.
that era. I mean,
Yeah,
like
in the
Aerosmith
90s when Aerosmith
huge.
was huge.
Well, no, they were big in the 70s.
Well, then
dude.
too, but they like had a resurgence in the
It
90s.
was like the 70s, the rock of the 70s. Like
Yeah.
you think like Aerosmith, Zeppelin,
Yeah.
and then the 80s hair metal, so like Def Leppard, Van Halen, and then
Yeah.
in the 90s after
when
Nirvana
they came back a little.
came and went.
Yeah.
They all came back in like the late 90s with
Yeah.
like songs like Jaded and
Yeah.
Pink.
Well, and they
that
were
kind of
on
stuff.
Armageddon, and that's how the
Yeah,
Disney
that
connection
was
started.
that was the whole thing.
Yeah,
So.
and that they weren't Disney's first pick for Rock and Roller Coaster.
Do you know who was?
Oh,
Oh,
Rolling
come
Stones?
on! Yeah, you
okay,
got
took me a
it. And then it
second.
was
Yeah.
just too much money.
And there was
They're
like
no
20
thanks.
other people. They went down the list, and eventually they're like, "Hey, these guys did Armageddon song. Let's ask them." And to this day,
stay awake
great song.
just to hear you breathing.
So that's when I realized like how spoiled I
while
am,
you were dreaming.
because I do Rock and Roller Coaster 5 times a week now.
Dude,
you know?
when you do a Steven Tyler impression, if you don't put your hand on the
you have to like caress the
lying
mic.
close to
Yeah.
you,
No, do you
feeling your heart beating.
do you do his shocker from the pre-show
Wait
before?
a minute! You can't leave these people here like this.
We can't.
No.
I love how it's not no, it's no. No. It's so good. I don't know why.
It's so funny.
Hey, Steven, how about some backstage passes?
Don't wanna close my eye.
So this is when I realized
Sleep 'cause I miss you, baby.
one of the
And
times I
don't
realized
wanna miss a thing.
how spoiled we are, because like I do it 5 times a week, you know, and they
Ignoring
haven't.
me that I'm singing full on Aerosmith.
Is there a copyright infringement? Is that a possibility? Are we gonna get in
I
trouble?
don't know. Maybe we're on YouTube, so probably.
Oh no.
Well, do you know what's
Demonetized.
weird that since that was that connection, why is that song not on the ride?
Oops. I'm over here
Is
breaking
it
your
because
stuff.
this doesn't rock?
Probably.
'Cause
You
they have,
wouldn't
like-
want to listen to that on a
Do you,
coaster.
by the way,
Like,
do you realize how creepy the lyrics are to Walk This Way?
I like have, but I never really have until you said that to me
let's
one day.
read them
In the
right
queue.
now.
You said it in the queue, and I was like, oh, you're right. And that's one of my favorite songs. That is my favorite Aerosmith song.
Sweet Emotion is my favorite.
That's a good one, too. My brother. That's probably my brother's favorite.
I just love how like trippy it sounds.
Yeah, the guitars.
And you
in
have
the
the
beginning.
talk box
Way
way
out.
out.
Yeah, my brother loves that too, and the part that's like. Brrr. My brother loves that part.
Okay, you ready for the lyrics?
It'll hit me.
All right, this is. Oh, hang on, I don't want the. It says, "Oh my God!" If you Google "Walk This Way" and hit lyrics, it says "Song by Run DMC."
They did a collab.
Yeah. But hang on a second.
It's not by
it's
them.
not
It's a
by
collab.
Run DMC.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
How dare you?
I hated that
Google.
version for the longest time.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it now. But when I
realized.
realized it was a thing, I was like, why would you touch the original?
Oh,
Just leave it.
Hang on.
So I love it now,
on.
but the original's better.
Okay, that is just insane to me.
That's
that's
blasphemous.
That's what comes up when you hit
Google.
on Google.
Google.
And I look.
It's
Run
drunk.
DMC. It's stop it.
Go home, Google. You're drunk.
Google, get it together though, huh? All right, ready? Backstroking lover, always hide beneath the covers till I talked to my daddy. He said, you ain't seen nothing till you're down on a muffin. You're sure to be changing your ways.
Yikes. That's a good
I
start.
bet a cheerleader was a real young bleeder. All the
Yep.
times I could reminisce. Because the best things of loving with her sister and her cousin only started with a little kiss like this.
Is there any lyric there that isn't unsettling?
Seesaw swinging with the boys in the school
And
with
the
your feet flying up in the air. Singing, hey, diddy, diddy, put your kitty in the middle
And you'll
off the swing like I
you
didn't care. So I took a big chance at the high school dance with the missy who was ready to play. Wasn't me she was fooling because she knew what she was doing. And I knew love was here to stay. And when she done with you, walk this way. Everyone's like, just on the road, like, walk this way.
Yeah, let's not play the other parts.
I'm surprised no one's tried to cancel Aerosmith over that song. I mean, that's rough.
give it time. It'll happen.
The only other song that's worse than that is Kiss's Christine 16.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Well, the number is the issue, and it's right there in the title.
Christine
16 is right there.
16.
Yeah.
Gotta have her.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So jumping on Rock and Roller Coaster with them was like when I realized how spoiled we are.
What is your favorite music loop on that? Because there's like 5 different music loops you can get.
The one that ends with "Loving a roller coaster." It just ends when you're pulling into the station.
I hate that one.
You hate that one? That's my favorite.
Because
one.
it's loving a roller coaster. The whole
I
song
love
is about
that.
getting blown in an elevator.
Or a roller coaster.
Good luck with that.
Well, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but the
guy
the
can
love in
dream.
the elevator is like, it's supposed to be like,
Would you want that though?
I mean, not me, but that's what the song's about. Like,
I
you
know.
can't change the meaning of the song to
You
help.
can. They did.
But that's why I don't like it. Is because it's like, it's a little too much. Steven Tyler, can we change the words a little bit to make it fit this ride? It's
But
corporate.
It's
I hate
cool. No, it's like because it's unique. It fits the attraction. It
it.
makes
they
it
just
more
said
Disney.
roller coaster instead
Makes
of
it more
elevator,
Disney.
and
It's
that's
that-
what I don't like.
It's that Disney magic.
Okay, see, you're just all right.
It's that
Chapek.
Eisner magic. Because it was in the 90s. I had to say Eisner.
Sweet Emotion is the best one.
It's a good one. Yeah.
It's one of the few rides where they curse on their ride.
Ooh, you're right. That's not Disney magic.
It's talking about things that nobody cares. That's how, I take you backstage. You be drinking my glass.
Oh, yep.
Talk about. Hang on. What's the first part of that? Hang on.
It's your favorite song. You got to know.
I know, but it's one of those things I have to like say the whole song
Yeah.
to get to the point because I don't remember it that well right now. Oh, sheesh.
Look these up. So I sat behind my mom and dad, and I could hear them yelling and having a good time on it. And I was like, that's when I realized, I'm like, yes, I still love this coaster, and it's still thrilling, but I just sit on that like I'm at the library. You know, you just sit on it. It's like, yep, I did this yesterday at 9 a.m. I'm doing it today at 9 a.m. But they're having a blast on it.
Sitting in the front, just shaking your ass.
Yeah.
I take you backstage, you be drinking my glass. Talk about something you can sure understand. Have you ever heard me play that song before?
Yeah.
On guitar?
You played? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. So we jumped off that ride, and that's when I just like, I forgot how much you guys love this because I haven't seen you guys do it in 15 years, and I do it every day, and it's cool to see like people that aren't lucky like us that don't get to do it that often. So then from there, it's all vaguely memories by now because like I've talked about it so much, and there's a video eventually. It's gonna be up on YouTube. It doesn't have like a lot of the day, but it has some good stuff in it.
I want to watch it. Curious.
Then I think we jumped over to Star Tours because it was a 15-minute wait. So, which is a walk-on. It's not really 15 minutes. The only things remaining from their last trip to Hollywood Studios was Muppet Vision 3D and Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror. But no one in my family likes Tower of Terror, so we don't do it. So we didn't do it.
Because you're all a bunch of cowards.
Basically.
I mean,
we're
all
French.
scared.
We're French. What do you expect?
Are you really?
Yeah, Boucher.
I thought that was Southern.
French. Oui.
Is it wow?
Exactly. we're like Jim Cummings, his from Princess and the Frog. Ray.
Did you learn that
Ray.
from me? Did you know that?
That he was Jim Cummings?
No. You know how Jim Cummings started?
No.
He told me on my podcast I did with him.
Oh no! What? How did
He
he start?
started his job before he was famous as a voice actor. He did parade floats for Mardi Gras.
Whoa, that's awesome!
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he told me that on the show. I was like, whoa, I didn't know that about you. And he was like,
Whoa.
yeah, man. I was like, well, that's really cool.
That's sick.
That's a cool job.
So he like designed them and made them.
I didn't press because at the time I didn't know too much about Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
But I was like, huh. I got the idea of like what it was, and I was like, that's really weird.
It is.
That's a weird job.
How do you go from that to voice acting?
Right?
Not just like any voice acting, like one of the biggest voice actors
Of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know
He's
what his
relevant
first
today.
credit was?
He's around today, even.
I know, it's weird.
I don't.
Do you remember the show Dumbo Circus?
Vaguely. Yeah.
He was a voice on that.
Huh.
He was
Okay.
Lionel the Lion. I think his name was Lionel.
I could see him doing the lion. I mean, he has Tigger.
It's Lion.
Like, he
it
does
was like
a
it was
Tigger,
kind of
so
like that
like-
kind of voice.
Okay.
It's me, Lionel. It was like kind of that kind of
Gotcha.
thing.
I mean, he's
It's
still
obviously
relevant
Jim
today.
Cummings.
Well, yeah.
When you hear it.
But sometimes you can't tell it's Jim Cummings. Like, that's how good he is. Sometimes you don't know.
I don't think I've ever not known it was Jim Cummings.
Really?
By the way, did you watch the Darkwing Duck episode yet?
I still haven't yet. I'm going to.
Evan.
I'm going to. I have to.
Evan.
Disown me as a friend if I don't.
Evan?
Like, not tonight, because
Evan.
I'm not going to tonight.
Evan.
It's already past my bedtime, bro.
It's so good.
I know. I believe you. Has there ever
I don't
been
want to
anything
spoil
bad?
it for you,
There's never anything bad
but
Darkwing.
Bonkers may or may not show up in this.
That's insane. That's bonkers.
So you got to watch it.
Well, yeah, of course I got to. No question.
He doesn't show up. I'm just kidding.
How dare you?
No, he does.
Does he?
Yeah,
I don't know anymore.
he does.
You're doing a good job.
I know.
can't tell,
He does.
but I hate you.
He does. I'm telling you.
Sometimes, though, you do this and I don't know.
Yeah, but he
So,
does.
Okay.
I
He may or
promise.
may not.
No, he does.
Okay.
You don't hear him talk, but he's
Oh,
there.
That's still cool, though.
It's cool. There's
That's
so
very
many
cool.
Easter eggs in that episode. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so
We jumped over to Star Tours, and the last time they saw it, DJ Rex wasn't a DJ. He was a captain. Captain Rex.
wow,
He was our pilot.
They've never seen it with C-3PO.
No, so
Wow.
they didn't even mention 3PO. They didn't. I don't know if they noticed or cared or anything. But they were like, we got off, and they're like, my dad's like, I like that better than the original Star Tours. And I was like, what, really? And we got.
It is better, by the way.
Oh no way.
Yeah, it is.
No way.
That original Star Tours film is so cheesy,
But
and so bad.
It's flying through a prop of a Death Star, just like the original films. Like it's so
That
good.
doesn't make it good because they filmed it the same way they filmed the movies.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
does.
And you know it doesn't.
I think it does.
You know, it doesn't make it better.
Yes, it does.
No.
You like the CGI fest and wearing 3D
I
glasses
like-
for some reason in a
I
spaceship?
like that it's more fun and you don't know what you're going to get
That I like. Which
than the
they were
original
initially the original Star Tours was supposed to
Now,
change. It's
do
supposed
I
to be
th-
new all the time.
Do I think that they should have the original film in rotation?
Yes.
I do.
But how do you do that though? Is
You
3PO
just
your
change
pilot?
it. Yeah, you just change it. You
Ugh.
just change the narration to 3PO.
Gross.
It'd be cool.
Gross.
It'd be cool.
I need DJ Rex, Paul Rubens.
You got DJ Rex over the cantina, sir.
I know.
Quit
I need
being
him to be a
quit being
pilot.
greedy with
I
your
am
DJ
greedy.
Rex.
I'm
Okay?
Greedo. I shot first.
I'm
Not
gonna
really.
I'm gonna
shot
shoot first.
I believe it. So take that how you will. So we did it, and we
always shoot first.
we got we got the original trilogy iteration. So
You
you,
said
go to
we went
Hoth
to Hoth.
first, and then you go to Death Star 2, where Vader chases you and shoots you, and Boba Fett chases you around. Which I think are those the only two original trilogy sequences?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Everything
insane.
else
There's
is
like
prequel.
10 prequels and like 5 sequels, but there's 2.
I don't think there's a lot of prequels though.
Yeah,
I
there
mean, you
is.
have Naboo.
You got
you
Naboo,
have
Tatooine, Coruscant. Maybe that's it.
That's it. And then you have Batu. No, you have. So it goes. By the way, the best one, without question, is the sequel trilogy.
Oh, Crate's amazing. Exegol's amazing.
Exegol's dope.
I love Exegol. So, okay, for the sequels, you got Exegol, you got Crate, you got Batu. Like, does that count, Batu, as a sequel? Because it's not in the movies.
It's the same. It's
it's
same
that era. Create Exegol Batu.
My biggest pet peeve about Star Tours is when it jumps from
Beer.
Kef Beer.
Yeah. Death Star crash.
You go to Kef Beer?
Yeah, where the Death Star's underwater. With the Dianogas around
Yeah. I don't know.
That's Kef Beer.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I know I've done it.
We did it opening day.
Yeah, I know I've done it because now you said that I go like, oh yeah, that's right. Because then you go from that to Exegol.
Yeah.
Why don't I remember what that's like?
And the thing, we didn't even mention.
Thanks, alcohol.
We didn't even mention Jakku. There's Jakku. So the sequels have by far the most, and Jakku changes. You can have Finn talk to you or Rey talk to you.
I just realized that for the first time a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I
maybe a month
texted
or two
you.
ago.
I was like, "Hey, dude,
I realized like
Rey's
a month or
there?"
two ago. Yeah,
I thought it was because he pissed off Disney.
it could be. I haven't
really
seen
did.
it since, so maybe.
I really did. I really thought it was
Maybe.
because John Boyega made Disney mad. They're like,
It
"Oh,
could
that's
be.
cute. You thought
we'll take you out of this.
You thought we took you out of episode 7? We're
Yeah.
gonna take you out of Star Tours."
It could be. I mean, I don't know.
They're like that.
Yeah, and the
They're
holograms
vindictive.
change too. I mean, you get Lando sometimes. You get
I love
Akbar.
Lando.
Akbar's only in the originals, right?
Dude, I had a present for you, and I'm gonna go get it while you fill in for me because I want you to open on the show because I told
you don't
the
gotta
person.
get. Why you gotta?
I
quit
got
giving
you
me
something.
stuff.
I got you something. So
Right.
can you get to a point where you can tell a story that'll take a few minutes while I go grab it?
Or I could just have dead air for like 20 minutes.
That it wouldn't be that long. It'd be like 3 minutes.
Will you know if I do? Are you gonna like edit?
I would
that
go
in
back
depth?
and listen to it for sure to see you talk crap about me.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But like,
It could be dead
get to a
air.
point where you can tell
It
a
could be
story.
crap. It could be. We'll see.
Get to a point where you can tell a story because I wanna go grab it. I want you to open it on the show because it's something that only is at Disneyland that I got you.
Oh shoot. Okay. You got me the.
I was gonna say it for
entire
Christmas, but
Sleeping Beauty
I
castle.
it's not that big of a deal. But I was gonna say it for Christmas, but I was like, I'm gonna give it to him now.
Dang. All right, so we jumped off Star Tours, and I was kind of shocked by them saying that, but I get it because I've said before, my dad's like, Darth Vader and Luke in the originals are all I care about. So like maybe that's why he said that.
What is that? I don't.
It's old man syndrome.
But I don't get that mentality. Like
I don't either.
that's not even the best story in Star Wars.
No.
It's a
but-
good one, but it's
So
not the best.
Maybe if we would have got prequels crap instead, if we would have been like Naboo and Coruscant, he would have been like, the old one was better. Probably. Knowing him, probably. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But Mom liked it too. Mom thought it was better than the old one. So that's cool, though, because, they haven't done it for 15 years. I got to see an old ride that's the same ride, just a new
Version of it.
iteration
Yeah.
of it, yeah. So after that, I'm trying to think what we did. I think we jumped over to Mickey and Minnie's because I'm like,
That's when you got rained on for 40 minutes,
okay,
right?
no, so that was after. So we went to, I took a lap around Batu with them. I'm just like, let's just take a lap. I'm going to take you guys in the best way.
Is that my way that I always talk about?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
took them through Toy Story
I
Land.
shouldn't say my way, but the way I.
Well, there's
show
only two
people.
ways in, but like the way you prefer, the way I prefer. So we went through Toy Story Land, which they've never even seen either. So they got to see Toy Story Land before doing Toy Story attractions. So we go past the Droid Depot, and at this point I was walking next to them, obviously because I'm with them. But then I see a crowd of people past the milk stand by the Thai Echelon, so I know what that means. I know Kylo's there. So like I look over my shoulder to my dad. I'm like, Kylo's out. I don't know if he knew or heard me or cared or whatever, but
I think probably didn't
I
care.
power walked. I did that like power walk sprint thing you do in the parks because you're not allowed to run, but you can kind of run, but you can't. So I like flew up there, and as I'm flying up there, I'm hitting mobile order for my blue milk, and Kylo's out. Had them take a picture of me with Kylo, of course, when they finally caught up 10 minutes later, and that was awesome seeing them. My dad was probably secretly judging me the whole time, and like, what's wrong with this idiot?
He's like, this is my son
Right?
running
Embarrassing
over a
for
guy
him.
in a mask
So
who's not Vader.
no. So then I got the blue milk, and so I get that, and my dad's like, "What's in that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's got rum in it." He's like, "Wait, there's alcohol in that?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." Like I'm not.
I was surprised you bought the blue milk and with the rum.
What? No, of course not.
Do you really only do that?
Yeah, I've only had non-alcoholic once.
This
Like,
is gonna
why?
drive you like this is so insane because I'm the
Do you like
exact
the
opposite.
non-alcoholic better?
I've bought the tequila and the rum one time each, and I'm
insane.
drinking right now.
Yeah,
And
I drink.
I
whenever
love
I can.
love booze,
I would
but for
never
whatever
stop.
reason it just for whatever reason it's just not my thing with that. I don't like it with
You're
it as much.
insane.
I think the flavors add a lot to it,
They do.
but it's like $15 versus
It is.
$7.
It's a stupid price. I can't deny that. The price is it's like 4 drinks and it's $14.
It's
and
insane.
Gone. Like 4 drinks, like 1, 2, and it's gone. It's like all right, that's gone.
All right, you ready to get back to the story so I can go run and get your gift?
Yeah, I
All right,
guess.
go ahead.
So, I got that milk, and he's like, "What's in that?" And I'm like, "It's rum." And he's like, "So like, do they just get milk and put alcohol in it?" I'm like, Dad, it's not even milk. It's not even dairy. And he's like, wait, so they just call it milk and it's just not? I'm like, yeah, just like fruity drinks, fruity flavored drinks. They have a green version and a blue version. One has rum, one has tequila. And he's just like super strict with his diets and whatnot. So I offered it and he's like, oh, I don't want to try it. And so I get that. But then Mom was like, oh, I'll try it. So she tried it and I don't know. She was like, oh, okay, it's all right. It's not bad. But every time I go, I get a blue milk with rum. Hopefully afternoon-ish, later in the day, the better. But I'm not going to lie. I mean, on opening day, we went to Oga's 3 times, and we were drinking at 8, 9 a.m., so it happens. So eventually, sometimes I get blue milk at 8 or 9, 10 a.m., but preferably around noon, give or take. So it was afternoon then, so I don't want to be, like, too alcoholic, obviously. And then, so I just took him through a lap, took him through Galaxy's Edge. We saw all the characters except Vi. We saw Rey and Chewie and the troopers, and obviously Kylo, highlight of my day by far, as always. But we didn't see Vi, and I kept saying to them, I'm like, oh, we've seen everybody except Vi. It's kind of disappointing. And they're like, who's Vi? What's a Vi? And I was like, oh, she's this awesome, like, amazing spy character that's in the books. And my dad was just like, they have a character here that's just from books? He's like, what movie is she in? I'm like, no, she's not in a movie. He's like, oh, okay. Like, he's not, like, being disrespectful or negative or mean or anything about it. But he's just like, it's only in the books, but they have her here in the land. I'm like, yeah, sadly we don't get to see her today, but she's amazing. She's the best. So, but I took him around that way because that's how you get the grand reveal of the Falcon. We've talked about it on the show before, but you come around the corner from Oga's and the view under the archway of the Falcon and eventually Hondo's tower, Onaka Transport Solutions. Like, that's why I took him that way. And that's when, we stopped in Doc's because I just wanted to show them Doc. Because we're, like, they're, especially my dad, we talked about him being a tech teacher. He's like an animatronic kind of guy. He wants to see that stuff. So I showed him Doc and how awesome he is. And you good there, bud? You got a little cardio?
I ran so fast.
Is that practice for Magic Kingdom?
Maybe.
Your Run Disney events you do?
I hate those events.
Ugh, the worst. You don't even get a medal.
Anyway, continue.
So
I'm going to catch my breath up here while you continue.
So we saw Doc. And then they were like, all right, let's move on. Let's do an attraction. Because they're more of an attraction kind of people anyway. They don't like to just...
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And that's why you go on vacation. You want to do rides. Like, because when you're us, you don't do rides all the time. You do like one maybe.
I don't do rides ever.
Yeah, basically. So, like, I get that. Sometimes I do 1 or 2 a day and I'm done. Sometimes I do 5. But they want to do everything because it's their one day.
It's their one day, man. They got one day.
I get that. I'm like, I know if it's me, I'm just going to sit here in Batu all day. But you guys want to do everything. So, let's go. I get that. But then I get a text from you. You're not taking...
Speaking of Batu.
Oh, that's...
Open it.
Okay. So, you weren't taking time away from me with them by doing this. But you text me and you're like, they're dropping the parts for Savi's lightsabers today.
Such a big deal, dude. Such a big deal.
And I was already on planet. So I was like, I'm right next to Savi's. Let me go up and see what's going on. Okay, time out for this. What is this? It's Admiral Akbar.
No, it isn't.
Wait, that's Junior?
Nope.
It's Beck?
It's Beck, son.
Oh, there's Beck on a pin?
Yes, you had to have it.
Oh, and it opens up and it has the initials BSO in Arabic.
Yes.
Black Spire.
You had to have it. It's Beck, son. It's Lieutenant
That's only
Beck.
in Disneyland?
Yep.
Whoa.
They never had it here. Watch, they'll have it tomorrow.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen it here. So, yeah, if it's tomorrow, I'll be like, well, I had it, but...
Straight
from
awesome. California. Got it in the mail
insane.
today, my dude.
And California's not even open, so somebody smuggled it.
I know a guy.
It off planet.
It's actually a girl.
Hondo. Oh, Hondo's not a girl.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah. Thanks, Rachel, and thanks, Brad. That is awesome.
Just
going in the pin book tonight when I get home.
It's Beck, man.
Awesome.
When I saw it, I was like, Evan needs that. He
This
needs
is
to today.
Lieutenant Beck.
Lieutenant Beck.
Voiced by James Arnold Taylor.
Voiced by James Arnold Taylor.
You do good, Beck.
Lieutenant Beck here.
I hope I see him tomorrow.
I need eyes on Beck. Lieutenant Beck here.
Ugh, I need
Tell
eyes on
him
Beck
nothing.
tomorrow. Right? I
Me
have
too,
a bad
bro.
feeling about this.
Stand back from those doors.
Where are those TIE fighters coming from?
Where are those fighters coming from?
Star Destroyers.
Why can't we make the jump to light speed?
What's the easiest way, like, how to describe how to do Beck? What's the best?
You act like you had a stroke. And then you just do James Arnold Taylor's voice.
Basically, yeah.
Lieutenant back here.
It's not like a lisp. It's like you do.
No, it's like you kind of like got to bite the bottom right
It's
of
like
your
a
lip.
like
Lieutenant
a
back.
slack jaw kind of.
What I do for voices like that is I just shift my lips over. So I was like, Lieutenant back here, because then they don't touch right.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have jaws. Or like if you want to do droopy, you just gotta pull your lips out like this.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And it's droopy.
Okay, I don't know if you know. Have you seen them? You have.
Going up, sir.
The Mickey Shorts Theater now that plays the Vacation Fun.
No. Is that a Disney?
Yeah, it's in studios. It's right next to the Hyperion Frozen show.
Oh,
the Mickey Shorts Theater.
Yeah, but it's terrible. That short sucks.
It's good to see once. But
it's just an amalgam of other shorts.
Yes. It's just like greatest hits of Mickey
Oh,
Shorts.
no. What should we do about this?
Potato Land's in it, though. Potato Land.
I love Potato Land.
It's one of the best ones. But so you've seen it. At the end of it, is it the same voice actor that does Droopy? He's like, he gives him the letter. It's a special delivery, and he gives him the letter.
I don't
Maybe
remember.
you haven't seen it enough to know.
I've seen it. I've only seen it once.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta go back and rewatch it.
It sounds just like Droopy, so I don't know if it's the same voice actor.
Special delivery.
That sounds just like him. It probably is him.
Might be Droopy.
So
I would be surprised if it was Droopy.
Yeah. So this
anyway,
we're on Batu, and I get a text from you. I'm standing right next to Savi's that they're selling lightsaber parts from all the collections. You can buy whatever part you want, and it's still going on to this day.
Okay, so can we explain how big of a deal this was?
It's insane because they did it at Disneyland
for 3 days
and then quit
out
of nowhere, a year ago, like forever ago.
I was there, so that week, dude. Literally that week, I was texting Dallin from Offhand Disney. Yeah. Shout out to Dallin.
If you're listening to us, you probably know him.
You know who Dallin
massive.
is. He's just a good dude too. Like, here's the thing: there's friends I have that I go like, if they weren't YouTube popular, would I be friends with them? Depends on the person.
Yeah.
Disney Dan, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kevin of Defunct Land, absolutely.
Sure.
Rob Plays, absolutely.
For sure. These are great dudes. Amazing
Dallin,
dudes.
I helped him with his engagement. Okay, like
That's awesome.
We're buddies. Like I love Dallin.
Yeah.
Did I say Defunct Land?
Yeah, you said.
Okay, I don't want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Yeah.
Disney Dan. Did I say Disney Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Rob, Dan, Kevin.
Daniel from TP. Oh, should I say his name?
I think his name's out there.
Daniel from TP and Vids.
His face isn't out there, so that's fine. We'll keep it that way.
All those guys. Yeah, but there are people that I would not be friends with if I wasn't doing the same type of thing, right? Yeah. But all those guys I would be friends with regardless. And Dallin's one of those people too. Like he's just a good dude. Why did I bring that up?
Because you were in Disneyland when they dropped Savi's pieces.
Correct. Okay, so
for 3 days.
I messaged Dallin. I was like, dude, they're doing the interview because me and Dallin did that for the first time
together in
Disneyland. At Disneyland on opening day.
Yeah, that video is great. I love that. He's got his Han Solo getup on.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And so I texted him when I was going. I was like, dude, if you want anything, let me know. I get there and it stopped.
Yeah, because it was 3 days. And that was it.
3 days. So it was Tuesday to Thursday. And then by the time I got there on Friday morning, it had stopped.
They never said why it stopped either. They
just stopped. Just stopped doing it. And they were requiring like you had to bring your original receipt with you.
That's right.
And you could only buy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you could only buy in the form you had. So like if you had Elemental Nature, you could only buy pieces from Elemental Nature.
Yeah, you can't cross the streams.
So here's the thing. This is why. So anyway, let's finish the story up. So I bought like 6 pieces in 2 days.
From your collection, right?
Across a bunch of collections.
Oh, okay.
I bought some from my collection. I bought some from
Okay, yeah.
And Disneyland, there was nothing. By the time I got there, they were gone.
So here you did.
Here I did. I did some Power and Control. I did some Elemental Nature, and I did some.
You got some Peace and Justice. A new Switch, right?
No, that new Switch was Power and Control.
Oh, right.
What is the one that's like the Jedi, the yellow one?
Peace and Protection and Defense.
Protection and Defense. I got a piece from that.
Okay.
And I have been saying for a long time, like I don't get why they didn't let you just pick whatever piece you wanted to add to it.
Yeah.
But I get it now.
Oh, well, it's because you've always said it's scrap metal. It's supposed to look like a bunch of random crap.
Yes, but it doesn't look good. And a lot of cases,
we've been playing around with it. Some of it looks
I have
good.
some that looks good now, but like I get why they didn't let you just pick 9 random pieces.
Well, but if you want to spend the
6
money,
whatever it
who cares how it looks? If you're giving them $200, give them
to a
$200.
point. I mean, you don't want to walk away with something with $200. You go like, this thing looks stupid.
Well, that's true.
Because in the moment you're just kind of like, because they don't rush you, but like it's quick. It's like a 10-minute thing.
Well, and they know it's going to end up on your Instagram as free advertisement.
Correct.
So
they don't want it to look
like
stupid.
crap.
So
Okay,
I get
yeah.
why they do it.
Yeah.
But I think they should let you do it. I think they should have like an option for $250 to just let me see all
Grab
the
a
pieces.
few
Let me
extra
do it.
spare parts.
But now you can, and
Yeah.
and now you can buy essentially 2 full lightsabers for the price of one. I mean,
you don't get
they're
the
2 for
chassis.
$40.
You don't get a chassis or a kyber or a blade, but
you just get the pieces, so you can just mix and match. And I've been doing a lot of it, and I found 2 pieces of mine that look just exceptionally well. And I think a lot of people don't realize how big an end cap and a pommel makes.
I really didn't. But the emitter is huge.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
The
I don't
emitter
like
and the
my
pommel,
emitter. I wish I had a
end cap.
different one. So like now I'm probably gonna get a new emitter and a new switch. I hate my switch.
My switch sucks too. We have the same
So,
switch.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good with anything.
There's only 2 switches per type, and I
Yeah.
think both of the Peace and Justice switches suck. I don't like either of them.
I agree, but here's the thing, man. The Sith one doesn't go well with anything I have.
No. Power and control doesn't go well with anything.
So it's you got elemental
Elemental
nature.
nature is like
doesn't really-
brown. That's not going to work.
It doesn't work.
Protection and defense might.
And that's why it doesn't work.
None of them work?
No, I get
Crap.
unless you have to be within your own type.
So I guess I'm
So,
stuck
so
with
the
a crappy
pieces, the
switch.
pieces that I've done is I've done like up to the. So I'll do the bottom pieces have to match,
Yeah,
or at
of
least
course.
look kind of close.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the
They have to flow into each
emitter
other.
and the middle piece have to match, and then
Of course.
and the switch has to kind of not stand out.
Yeah.
But it's hard
Because none of the
tough.
switches are very like, like transitional. They're all very like specific to what they are. Because the protection and defense has like gold highlights and it's like elegant and fancy,
Yep.
and then the elemental nature is like woods and
chicky looking
nature stuff.
almost in a way.
Yeah, and then protection, defense, or power and control is all dark side Sith, sharp edges and pointy, and like so it doesn't really. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I get why they didn't do it that way, but I still think you should have the choice. And I like some of the things I've come up with.
Yeah, and
Like I just put like one random piece from each thing because I'll have one from each set.
that'd be a cool saber to have. Be like
and it
it's
just
the everything
but it
saber.
looks weird.
Well, yeah,
but it's
of course it would.
supposed to look weird because it's supposed to
Yeah.
be scrap metal.
Yeah.
So like it looks weird. But
Savi isn't finding fully constructed lightsabers.
Yeah.
He's finding a piece of
Pieces
this
of
saber,
it.
a piece of this saber, and you build a saber out of those pieces.
Mhm. So it works, but I understand why Disney was like, stick to your
Yeah,
set.
because I mean it's
I get it.
advertisement on YouTube,
and you don't know
Instagram
that
and-
until you start putting pieces together.
Yeah, and that's
Because
kind
in
of
your
the
head
fun
you
of
can
it.
go like, oh, this looks really cool, and it doesn't.
Yeah, that's the fun of it when you're in Savi's building it, because you're like, I know for sure I want this type or piece.
But then
Like,
you don't.
yeah, even when you went with me when I built mine, and I was like, I want power and control, and I ended up getting peace and justice. It's like what you think you want and what you actually there and you see and you build are 2 different things.
Yep, 100%.
So I was there a little bit ahead of you, so I did a little recon, and it wasn't like groundbreaking. I didn't like grab pieces because they ran out or anything. It was just I found out you can get a piece from whatever collection. You don't have to bring your receipt. It's whatever you want you can get. It's each piece for $25, right?
Yep.
Or
2
for 40.
Yep.
Which is amazingly cheap because, like you said, you can build a whole
$20.
lightsaber for like
$120.
something like that. We're bad at math, so don't.
How many
quote
pieces
us.
are there? So it's 1, 2, 3,
Emitter,
4,
pommel,
5.
switch.
So you could
Yeah,
do
5.
5 for
$80
100?
plus 25,
125?
105.
105?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, you just don't get a chassis.
You can build
kyber,
a
or
brand
blade.
new lightsaber if you have one already.
Yeah, as long as you have
For
your own chassis at home.
$105.
That's insane.
That's cheaper than a legacy lightsaber.
Yeah.
That's half the cost of doing a brand new one,
Yeah.
which include tax and everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a friggin'
And
no-brainer.
you can go to Docks and buy a kyber, so really you can
Yeah.
get a kyber too. It's just a chassis and a blade.
Yeah.
And you can buy a blade. They're like $50. That's crazy. It's a no-brainer. They should
It's
have been
a
doing this
no-brainer.
forever. And
I think so. Disney doesn't do anything without purpose, right?
oh yeah, of course.
So what's the purpose of this? It's one of 2 things. One is they just need the money, which
Well,
is
yeah,
probably
that's true.
right now, yes.
Yes.
But I think this would have been something they would have done regardless.
Well, they had
For
it
a lot of
Disneyland
reasons.
for a couple days. That's
For a lot of
sign.
reasons, but
But they also
yes, but I think it's more along the lines of getting stuff out because I think they're going to start introducing new types.
Ooh.
Because how long can you keep doing the same 4 light? You can't do that for 20 years.
And how do you get, especially in Disneyland?
Because for
how do you
us-
get locals to come back?
Correct. For us, I'm not building a lightsaber. I'm just going to go buy pieces at a time now.
Exactly. unless they introduce a whole new line. It could be tied into High
I'm
Republic.
predicting
Even.
it. Correct.
Yeah.
I'm predicting that they start doing like some new lines.
Yeah.
They change some pieces. Who knows,
sure.
man?
Maybe add a crossguard in
Savi's
there.
1.0. Yep.
There's no double-bladed sabers at Savi's. You can't build a double. Like,
For now.
Maybe.
I got a feeling that something big's coming there.
Yeah. And it all started, like a week before this happened? They were selling individual droid parts.
Yeah.
At the depot.
And that day when those, because I was there, those came out.
Yeah.
And I took photos, and someone, whatever website, I forget who it was, Blog Mickey maybe, beat me to it, but posted up there and it just got like a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
And so what
I saw that and I was like, saber pieces next?
And I told you, I was like, I said, and you asked me that. I said, I just went and checked, and they said they were not doing it.
Yeah.
But
they
a
were
week
going
later,
to.
they were setting it up.
Yeah, and they're doing both right now. So
So,
I need to get a new head
need
for
to go
my
get
EB
some stuff.
droid, so I might get a different head for him, and eventually I'll get some pieces for the saber. But you're
Gotta
onto
do
something.
Gotta do
They're
it.
definitely
They're
going
doing
to
it
add
for a
collections.
reason.
That's
They're doing it for a
genius.
reason. I think it's because they're adding collections. It has
If
to
they
be.
do that, both you and I are going to go build a new saber. We'll have
100%.
another $400.
Absolutely.
That's
Versus getting another 100 apiece, maybe.
They should do that with droids. Introduce some different droids. Like
That's a little trickier. Because you can. If you had some
Colors,
creative designers,
do different colors.
Yeah,
Because
but-
now there's only like 3 colors.
But
to
if you
pick
had some
from.
creative designers come up with like some really intricate lightsaber parts,
Yeah.
that would be really interesting.
Yeah. Get like Doug Chang on it, or like, can you imagine?
Could you imagine if you went and bought it and you're like, this was all designed by Doug Chang? I'd be like, I'll pay $300.
Exactly. That's
For real.
Sure. Yeah, of course. That's insane.
I love lightsabers, man. I'm a sucker for them.
Yeah.
I haven't put this down since we started the show.
You really haven't. You've been
I've had it
holding
in my
it
hand for 3 hours.
3 hours. So then you show up on Batu. Mom and Dad are chilling in a relaxation station because they don't like masks and all that stuff. So
then the rain hits.
then the rain hits, and I have their
solid.
ponchos in my bag, but they were under an umbrella, thankfully. So like, I was trying to ride it out in Savi's courtyard for a little bit with my rain jacket on, but I'm like, they're getting drenched without jackets. I feel bad. I've got their rain ponchos. I'm gonna sprint out to them. They're actually dry under the umbrella, so I gave them their ponchos. And after this, I don't even remember where we went, but eventually we ended up doing Toy Story Land. Yes, I do know. We did Mickey and Minnie's because the rain kind of left, but then it came back. And the Mickey and Minnie's queue was like a 70, 80, whatever posted minute wait. And all of that line is outside. Like 90, 85% is outside.
Can I just tell you, it is the worst redesigned queue in the world.
Well,
They didn't do anything.
they had nothing to work with. It's either
That's
you lose
nonsense.
attraction space or...
No, they could have changed what was there to make it better.
Not
How
much.
cool would it have been if they'd have like kept the Great Movie Ride? Because you've seen the concept art, what they're going to do at Disneyland, where it's like Mickey's the star of this thing,
El
right?
Capitan Theater. Yeah.
They could have very easily done that.
Yeah.
The Toonies Theater.
You're hanging out with me now.
I still think the ride's
Eh.
fantastic, and your parents agree with me.
I don't know. They liked it more than I do. They said it's cute, though. They're like, it's cute. So we get in line, though, and I'm like, I'll never wait more than 20 minutes for this ride. But
20 minutes.
yeah. So, but they've never done it. They got to see it. So I'm
Your
like,
brain doesn't work.
it doesn't. You're right. I can't deny that. So I'm like, it's as low as
It's
it's
so
gonna
hard
get.
to mock you when you're just like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's half the reason why I do it.
I know. It's frustrating.
It's great.
Ugh.
I'm like, this is the lowest that's going to be all day, 70, 80 minutes. Like, let's just get it over with. Let's do it so we can somewhat be efficient with our time. So we get in line. 20 minutes into the line, I've got their ponchos in my backpack again and my rain jacket in my backpack. Obviously, we're still outside because it's all outside. It downpours. And before it starts raining, the line was moving like we didn't stop moving. It was just walk to this line, walk to this line. We kept walking.
Sanitation.
And then as soon as the rain hits, everyone stops walking.
Sanitation.
Nobody moves. And I'm like,
You got hit with that, like, where they have to clean every vehicle and
I was
cycle it
either
through.
like, it's a terrible coincidence of timing where
It was
they're
what it
doing a
was,
sanitation
for
round,
sure.
or people just
you got
stopped
my
walking.
luck. You got my luck.
Yeah, I'm like, or people just stopped walking. So my mom and dad went under like a overhang with their ponchos and stayed somewhat dry. I had my jacket on and my upper body was dry, but my like knees down looked like I was just in a swimming pool. I was drenched. All for Mickey and Minnie's. All for them.
Great ride, man.
But so we did that, and so my dad is a huge Goofy fan. So if you love Goofy,
Boy, Mr. Boucher.
or if you just want, It's the best.
How are you?
It's the best car for either way. If you're a huge Goofy fan or if you just want the best experience,
Car 3.
get in the third car.
So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to be in 5, 6.
Well, yeah, not car. Yeah, there's only 4 cars.
There's 8 rows. So you
But
want
yeah,
to be
you're
in
talking the rows. There's
rows
2 rows
5
per
and
car.
6.
Yeah. So I didn't know that at the time. I think you already did. But I go up to the cast member and I'm like, my dad's a huge Goofy fan. Can we get row 1 so we can be in front of Goofy right by him when the attraction starts?
That's a good call, but it's not the best call.
No, because you don't end up by Goofy. You start by Goofy,
Mm-hmm.
but then you like miss
You
him
end
at
up in
the
the
end.
back.
Yeah,
You
you miss
end
him
up
at the end. So she's like, I'll tell you what, you want to see Goofy, I'll give you car 3. And I was like, okay, like I understand why, because I know they shift and rotate. And at that time, I knew car 3 ends up being car 1 when you come back into the station.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't realize like how good you can see him at the beginning. And you can see him perfectly at the beginning. You don't miss any Goofy. And you still get to see all the Mickey and Minnie interaction when they're in their car.
The back car, when you first go in, is one of my favorites
Yeah.
because you end up being the first car to go into the factory.
Yeah.
But you get to see Mickey and the fake out of seeing, spoiler alert, seeing the Mickey and Minnie animatronic and the car look like it's going through the tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah. They just make
before
a
it starts to
motion like
back
they're
up.
going to go around.
That's such a great little detail because they
Yeah.
didn't have to do that.
No, not at all.
They go, nothing can stop us now, and just like started
Just slowly
backing
back
out.
up. But maybe, I mean, they had to because that's how many cars there are and they wanted to make it work. I mean, yeah.
But
They had
I
to,
mean,
but they didn't have to.
how quick is the next car coming through that though? Like I would imagine it's pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd say it's less than 10 seconds.
But like, so how does that car go?
it flies
forward
backwards.
and-
Have you
does
seen
it?
it? It
No.
goes crazy fast.
Does
when
it
goes.
fast?
I haven't seen it in person, obviously, but I've
Just
seen
seen
video.
video?
It's like twice that speed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's insanely fast. It looks like
'Cause
it's
it
unsafe.
has to be.
Yeah. It looks so unsafe.
But
I'm
that
like,
car
it
is
makes sense.
transporting 2 animatronics.
Yeah.
It's got to be kind of
Two
slow and
large
steady.
animatronics. You would think so. It's so fast and smooth.
Dude, those animatronics are so underrated if you really think about how
I don't
fluid
think so
that
because
animation
that's the
is.
only good thing in that ride, aside from the song and the pre-show.
You are such a hater.
I'm giving it praise for those animatronics. Those
Those
animatronics
animatronics
great.
are incredible.
They're great.
Like,
Yeah.
and they look like real cartoons.
Yeah.
My only gripe is that you have 2 black animatronics on a black background.
That's probably just to hide the fact that like the projection, like it wouldn't look as good if it was a different background.
But
Like,
I feel like projection faces don't look as good in dark. Like think about
I don't know. They
think-
fall apart like Mine Train.
no
They
Buzz
look bad
Lightyear.
there.
I was
His
on it
falls
tonight,
apart.
but his is old.
Yeah.
His projection face has been around since like '97. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
So
His
like
is
that's
bad.
different. But like
This is
in
the first one,
in-
wasn't he?
Yeah, in Mine Train. It's just because it's dark already. You don't have to have it that dark. I mean, you don't want it light on it, but like you don't need it because
In
it
Mickey and
stands.
Minnie's. Or
I'm talking about Mine
Mine
Train.
Train. Okay. Okay.
It stands out because it's dark. If it
Yeah.
wasn't as dark, it wouldn't stand out as much.
That's true. You wouldn't be like, why is their face glowing?
Yeah, it would just look
Yeah.
like a normal face because
Yeah.
it's. I mean,
That's the thing with Mine Train. When you see it in the darkness, it's like, why is his face glowing?
yeah, it doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And that with projection faces I get,
Yeah.
but like, you can do it in a way where you turn the brightness of the screen down and it looks normal.
Yeah. Especially with them, they're the most recent because Mine Train is 8
No.
years old.
On and else are the most recent.
Mickey and Minnie's are, is what
Oh,
I'm saying.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Mine Train is 8 years old. Mickey and Minnie's is
A year.
months old. It was March. So yeah.
Oh my God, really?
March 4th.
I've heard that ride too many times for a
Yes, you
a
have.
year old.
Yep.
That's Holly's new favorite thing, man. She loves it.
Craziness.
It's such a fun ride.
Craziness. It's cute.
It's fun.
If they bring the pre-show back, I'll watch just the pre-show.
I don't get why you can't socially distance watch the pre-show.
I know.
They have 2
Oh.
theaters. Alternate them.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes a little longer.
And they have dots on the floor, so it's like you can do it.
Have you noticed they even put dots on the floor when you exit?
The exiting queue. That's so smart.
It's so smart.
It's
I
so
love it.
dumb, but it's so smart.
No, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not dumb. It's brilliant. Like
because
it,
even that's my favorite thing too is when you go out the exit, the screen
looks like
says
you're-
the end,
and
but
it's like you're walking
backwards.
back out
and
of
the screen is still busted open and
It's
broken.
brilliant.
And you turn around and it says the end in the correct format, and it looks like you're exiting the same theater you entered.
The only thing about that ride that I don't love is the fact that they were like, it's got a very clear story.
Does it though?
It doesn't. That's the thing.
Exactly.
And they were even saying like the B story is gonna be very obvious.
People
It's
didn't
like,
even know
it's
about that.
not.
Like they don't. I tell
It's
people.
Pluto.
Yeah, he's gathering up the picnic stuff and
But
going
like
to the
you
picnic.
barely see him.
Yeah, and
Unless you're in the
I
very
look
back
for
car.
it, and I still don't even see it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not as obvious as Kevin Rafferty made it to seem. But
No.
I think this is just complete speculation. that they had initially intended it to be 3 cars.
Yeah.
Because
But then,
if you're riding that ride and you're in the 4th car when you first start out, you see nothing.
Yeah.
You
lose
don't
a
see
lot.
Goofy. You barely see Mickey and Minnie come out. Like
You lose that. That's basically all exposition.
I
you
bet
missed.
you they had intended it to be 3 cars in that train.
Probably. But then when you look at how terrible capacity,
But
these,
that would add 20% capacity.
yeah.
So they're like, yeah, throw them on there. Who cares?
Yeah, like that's how bad the capacity is with even Ratatouille, Rise, Mickey and Minnie's, or not Omnimovers, obviously. Those are great capacity, but trackless ride vehicles are terrible capacities, especially nowadays because you can't put different parties in the same car.
Well, the rumor is they've been installing plexiglass on Rise of the Resistance, so
You have to.
hopefully
You
that
have to.
starts with the boarding groups being
If
more.
that means I get on that ride, do
I'll
it.
take it, 100%.
I'll wear a hazmat suit.
It's not quite as cool as being on it by yourself.
No, but I've
But
done
I'd
it now
rather
by
ride
myself.
it. I'd rather ride it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather get
No,
on the
I know
ride.
what you mean. Yeah.
I'd rather get on the ride than just be like, I guess I didn't get it again.
Oh,
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
and then
frustrating,
not get it
man.
tomorrow too.
I was so
So.
lucky we got with Tracy. We got group 6.
That's awesome.
We were so lucky, man. We got
Yeah.
so lucky because you didn't get it at all, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Open the ride. Come on, man.
That's what I said.
Open
I
the
finally
ride.
texted you. I said I'm fed up with it. Now it's official. I'm like,
You've been defending it for a while.
Basically, yeah.
And
I've
I
always
was
been
like,
it's
and
okay.
I was
it's what
always
it
like,
is.
no, just let
But
people like
now that I've
choose
seen it
to
from
do
somebody else's perspective, I'm like, I'm fed up with it. Like,
You got to let people choose to ride it or not.
yeah,
There's days I would choose to. There's days I wouldn't.
that's gonna draw people away too. Mickey and Minnie's will drop a little bit. Slinky will drop a little bit, and it's not gonna be 8 hours because it just physically can't be 8 hours long. It'll be
I
like
think
2.
they should cap it once the queue comes out of like underneath the
They
the
could easily do
bridge
that.
to Muppet.
Yeah,
You could figure it out.
yeah.
You do it with literally every other attraction on property.
And
You
when
mean
they
to tell
did-
me you can't figure it out for this one ride?
when they did cast member previews for the reopening of
They
COVID,
were saying it wasn't going to be virtual queue, and I was so excited.
and the cast members did wait in line. I knew cast members that were waiting all the way in Muppets and in a line. So it's like
You
they
can
did
do
it. They could have.
You
They
can do
should.
it.
They did. Why not do it now?
Backed out like a bunch of cowards.
Yeah. So we got off Mickey and Minnie's, and I wanted to show them.
What was their like ultimate like? Okay, yeah, it's good or nah.
No, yeah, they like it. They're
They
both
liked
like,
it.
it's cute. They're like, yeah, we like it. We do it again. I mean, my dad really liked the goofy stuff. I don't remember what they said, but I heard them audibly react to like when he opens the window on the train for the first time, how he's like an Immusion 3D type effect. I forget what they said, but they reacted audibly, and it was a good reaction. So they liked it. I think I got that on video. I videoed all of Slinky with them, and I videoed all of Mickey and Minnie's,
What did they think of Slinky?
They-
What did they think of Toy Story Land as a whole?
They really love Toy Story Land. They're
It's
like,
such a fun
they're
land,
like,
dude.
yeah, it's perfect. It's so colorful. It's Andy's backyard. They're like, I bet at night it's amazing. And I'm like,
By the way, can we thank God they didn't choose Bonnie's backyard?
yeah, for sure. They don't even spend time in Bonnie's backyard ever.
But like they could have because of Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
And it seems like something they would have done.
Yeah,
Thank God they didn't do Bonnie.
yeah.
I don't
So,
like,
yeah.
dude. I don't like Bonnie.
Me neither. But she's not like a huge character, I feel like.
But Andy was like a main.
Yeah, he's
focus
a
of
center
the
focus.
movies.
Yeah,
Everything was like, we got to get back to Andy.
exactly. Yeah, I've only seen Toy Story 4
I
once,
need to rewatch
and that's
it.
one of my issues. So I got to give it another chance. But right now, I'm like, Toy Story 4 is like, I don't need it. I wish it wasn't a thing. But
Need to
I'll give
rewatch
it another
it.
chance.
We talked about it tonight off the show. Like,
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it. Maybe we should rewatch it together. Because you're a big
Maybe.
Buzz guy, and you hated how he was handled in
Yeah,
4.
I hate because like I try to see all the sides of things when like Star Wars people are like, that's not my Luke. I'm like, that's definitely Luke. Like it's 100% Luke. What all they did with him.
Difference is Buzz had about a year difference, and Luke had 30-year difference. So
Yeah,
it's like,
and that's my thing. I'm like, that's not how I see Buzz. I don't
Yeah.
think that's Buzz. I could be wrong. Let me watch
I
it
don't
again.
know, man. Like,
I just don't see Buzz like that.
But you have to add to the character, right? So
And they
like,
didn't.
but they did though by making him be this person who has had these adventures and these stories, right? And then
Yeah.
he kind of goes and like, well, I'm going to start going with what I think is right. Click the button, and it says what he,
He knows what's right though already. He knows he's loyal. He knows he's a great friend. And he's
But-
gonna do that. But then he's like, I have a
but
voice inside
remember-
me. What?
Remember, a lot of Toy Story. Which one was Spanish Buzz?
3.
A lot of Toy Story 3, he's not even himself.
That's true. You can make a case for that. But Toy Story 2 is all about he gets separated from them and he's like doing everything he can to get back, and he's like, I'm doing this mission, and like that's Toy Story 2 is like all about that. Like,
But
so
you had his growth there. So
yeah.
like I don't
So why does it
think
go
he's-
backwards though in Toy
But
Story 4?
I don't think it's backwards. I've seen the movie one time. I'm
I have
talking
too. So we
way
both,
out of my butt here.
Me
But,
too.
But I would like to watch it again with you specifically because of how much you love Buzz.
Yeah.
Like Buzz is
I
your
really
favorite
want to.
Disney character that isn't Star Wars, right?
Well, Donald
Donald
and Buzz.
Who do you like more?
Well, I have the option for Buzz to be like my picture
Pixar?
for my Disney experience, right? And I don't. I have Donald. I think
Okay,
Buzz
so
is an option, but I have
I
Donald.
think so. I think you're right.
Yeah. And Donald is
think
my
I'm
only
Vader.
non-Star Wars Magic Band. You have Vader.
I think I better just because I'm your father.
There's no
fine.
Kylo one. If there was a Kylo, I'd get it.
They're used. Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
I have Kylo on Disney Plus.
Okay, I have on Disney Plus.
Yeah. But so I mean, they love Toy Story Land. And I was like, it's even better at night with the Christmas lights lit up and whatnot. And I was like, Slinky's amazing at night. I love it so much. But
It's the best roller coaster at night.
yeah,
By
no
far.
question. The views you get are incredible,
Insane.
especially when they're doing fireworks. If you time it, you
Oh,
can ride the
I
fireworks.
know. God, I
love
miss
it. Just
fire.
be careful with that timing because sometimes you fly through smoke and it gets in your eyes and it's painful. So just be careful with that timing. But we didn't have that option, obviously, sadly. So we did Slinky, and they loved it. I could hear them audibly reacting the whole attraction. I sat right next to my mom. So on Rock and Roller Coaster, Mom and Dad sat next to each other. But on Slinky, I sat next to Mom. And I videoed the whole thing. It's going to be on YouTube soon. I haven't watched it since I did it. So I need to watch it again to see her excitement and how much they loved it. But we watched it. We just stood there and watched it run for like 10 minutes before we did it. And they're like, this is just fun to watch. And I was like, I know. It's like sometimes just standing in Toy Story Land is fun. It's not on the level of Batu with me, but I get it. It's there. It's fun to do and just watch Toy Story or watch Slinky go past and watch the toys talk to each other and watch Slinky go woohoo or whatever he does when he's going around his turns.
It's a great roller coaster, man.
So we did that. We did Toy Story Mania. It was only like a 20-minute wait when we did Mania. And shockingly, because my dad even hates video games. He doesn't like video games. He doesn't like board games. He doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. But shockingly, Mania was my dad's favorite attraction of the whole day.
That is so weird. Your dad had never done Midway Mania. Like
Yeah.
I can't like wrap my
It
head
wasn't.
around
It
that.
didn't exist when they were here last. There was no Mania.
It's gotta be.
It opened
like
in 06,
close.
right?
But they were there when?
05.
That is so. Were they?
Maybe it was
they had to
08,
be
but-
building it.
Yeah, it was under construction, but it wasn't
Weird.
open.
That is so weird. I
So-
almost can't like remember Hollywood. I can,
Exactly, right?
But I can't. I mean, I can definitely remember it without it. But like, it's
Yeah.
such a fixture.
Yeah.
Fixture.
Yeah.
Fixture.
Yeah,
Did I say it
fixture.
right? Fixture.
Yeah, you're right.
Fixture of Hollywood studios. They're like, it's weird that didn't exist.
Yeah. So they loved it though. I mean, we were in the same car, but they sat next to each other. I ended up getting the higher score of us three, but I still suck at that. I only get like on a good day, 200,000 on a good day.
My good days, if I get like a few of the bonuses, like I usually get stuck, and this sounds terrible, but I usually get stuck with like my son who doesn't know what he's doing, and it's bad, and he'll get like 20,000, and I'm like, if you'd have just gotten that one thing, we could have gotten all these points.
See, I've never done it with somebody like I can work together with.
If I could
so-
show you how to do it, I could get 500,000 easy.
Okay, I see. I didn't even know that was a thing because
Yeah.
I've never done it with anybody, and I've never had anyone to work together with.
If I could show you, if you and me we're going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a video on it?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'll write it like
That
a
might
bunch
make
of
me.
times.
That might make me appreciate it more because I've seriously
Oh,
only
that
done
ride's
it.
awesome, dude.
I've
It's
only
so
done
fun.
it. I don't have an exact count, but it's less than 15 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've done it 1 billion times.
Jeez.
I've done it 3 times this week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done Buzz 1 billion times. I maxed out Buzz finally for the 3rd time last week.
That's it?
I've only done it
I
3
maxed
times.
it out tonight.
I
with
can now. I
and
know
was
I can
also
do it every time
teaching
now.
my niece how to do
Really?
it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like now I know I can do it every time, but I've only done it 3 up to this point.
It all depends on how for me, it depends on how your rocket turns. Sometimes you
Yeah.
get those weird ones that you straighten it out
Because
and then it
the
goes
gun
like,
isn't.
"Meh."
You can't completely get every angle with your gun.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not like Disneyland.
That's why Disneyland's is better.
Yeah, no question. That's
Mhm.
never been a question.
Also, the ride's just better.
Yeah.
That ride's awesome. All right.
So we got off Slinky, and this was the park closed at 7, right?
Yeah.
We got off Slinky right at 6, and I had brought my blade in my car for my lightsaber, but I had the hilt with me in the park. But I couldn't bring the blade in for Rock and Roller Coaster, so I left it, and I was like, I'll get it when it gets closer to nighttime because I have to have my blade for nighttime on Batu.
Yeah,
So
you have to.
You have to. I have to. You don't have to. That's
I never,
fine.
dude. I have 7 lightsabers. I never bring a lightsaber to the parks.
No, you have like no pictures with
Never.
your lightsabers.
I have none.
I don't understand you. I really
Well,
don't.
I'm fat and I look gross. That's 90% of the problem.
I'm like balding and I look gross.
no,
so
you look, dude. You are a handsome guy.
Thank you.
Stop the shit. You look fantastic.
Lightsabers make me look better.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think so.
And Batu
You're a
does.
good-looking guy, man. You give yourself
So-
no credit.
We had to make a tough choice here. I was like, we haven't done the Falcon yet. We also don't have Ogas. We only have like an hour left to even try to get Ogas. I was like, keep trying to get Ogas. The Falcon's at 30 minutes. I've done the Falcon 300 whatever times. I was like, I'm not gonna be mad if you, mom, and you two, my mom and dad, go do the Falcon without me. So we split ways at Slinky. They went to the Falcon. I went to the car to get my blade. And as I'm walking to the car, I get a text from mom. She's like, I got Ogas at 6:35. And I was like, that's in like 20 minutes. So this timing's going to be close. But she's like, okay, we're getting in line for Falcon right now. We'll meet you at Ogas. So I grabbed my blade and I sprinted back to Ogas. And I was like, my other two people in my party are on the Falcon now, but I'm here for a 6:35 check-in. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. We can wait till they get here. And I was like, perfect.
Beautiful.
So I waited outside nighttime by the Falcon, just me and a lightsaber and a photo pass person.
Did you say me and the lightsaber?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah. I know. So I waited like 20 minutes right there, and that's how I spend every day and every night anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. And they got off the Falcon, and we went into Oga's. We had the best booth. So if you go in the door to Oga's and immediately like turn right, there's like a chalkboard looking thing on the wall where it has Oga's rules of the bar. We were in the booth right next to that, the Oga's rules.
On the left?
Well, if you're looking at Oga's rules and DJ Rex is behind you, that booth is on the left.
Okay.
And it's...
So you walk in the door, you
Yep.
hang a sharp right.
Yeah, do it like a
Okay.
U-turn almost, basically. Yeah, sharp
Okay.
right.
Okay. I know
And
which
it's
one you're
that
talking
first booth if you just keep going right.
about. The best booth in Oga's. Do you know which one it is?
That's what I'm saying is the one I'm
no.
talking about.
The best. There's a best booth in Oga's.
What do you think's the best?
The first one when you come in on the left.
Okay, that's a good one too.
Because
Is that where characters have been?
no.
No?
Wait, what characters have been? What do you mean?
Like Anakin's been there,
Yes.
Theron's been there. Okay.
Yes. Okay, you know.
Yeah.
The blaster
Yeah.
fire on the wall behind you
Yeah.
is from a book called Thrawn
Yeah.
Rising?
The first one, I think, Theron?
No, it's the second one.
Second one. I haven't read them.
It's over there. Whatever Thrawn book it is. Thrawn
Okay.
Ascendancy, Thrawn whatever. Whatever it is.
Can you imagine
Thrawn
if that
Rising.
ever makes it into a live action like adaptation, they can just
They
film
should
it
do
in
it.
Oga's.
Yeah, they could and should.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Dude.
So okay, that's a good booth too, because you can see the bar, you can see DJ, you can see everything. But the booth we got, you can see that too. We could see DJ perfectly, we could see the bar perfectly. So we just sat there, and for the first time ever, I did not get an alcoholic drink in Oga's. Well, I didn't get one myself. My mom got the Alderaan wine. I forget the actual name of it, but I finally tried it because she got it.
It's so good.
And I tried a Blurg Fire. I didn't like the wine, so I was like, I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I didn't
It's
buy
white
it.
wine with some
Yeah, I
food
didn't.
coloring.
I don't like white wine, so I was like, I'm glad I tried
I'm
it.
a red wine guy.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I got a Blurg Fire, and that's pretty
It's
good.
good. It's a good
so
drink.
small though. It's like 3 sips and it's gone. But
It's
it's
not
good.
as bad as the jet juice.
Well, no, but at least that's alcohol. If I'm gonna be
Yeah.
drinking something,
I was never more disappointed in my life than
It's
when I
me
ordered
neither.
that.
And that was my first drink ever.
That was my first drink.
Yeah, both
At
of us were
Disneyland,
like,
opening
I got
day.
it. And
Me
I
and
was
Sam from Sam from
Park Ride.
theme. No, what is it? Expedition Theme Park.
Yeah. Yep. He's great
Expedition
too.
Theme Park. He's another one that I go like, I'd be friends with you if
Yeah.
we didn't do the same thing. I love him.
Yeah.
But me, him, and his brother's girlfriend went, and I was like, I'm gonna do the jet juice. It's got bourbon in it, and they
Me
bring
too.
me this
That's
like
what I
little
did.
shot, and I'm like, excuse me.
I got that, and I was like, where's the rest of it?
Is this the first
I
part
was
of
gonna
it?
say, is this a sample shot? Like what?
What am I? Well, it's so small.
Yeah.
It's so small that you could literally buy that and then just steal the glass, and no one would ever know.
No, slip in your pocket.
Yep, no one would know.
We haven't done that.
I advocate stealing. No.
I may or may not know people with sporks from Galaxy's Edge.
I'm just gonna keep
May or may not.
going there. I may or may not have bought my sporks from when Disney was
Disneyland
doing
sold
it.
them, and we thought we were gonna get them here for sale, and I would buy one if they did. They just
Me,
right now is the time to do it.
did.
Right now is the
I
best
bought
time.
them off eBay. How about that? No, I didn't.
right now is the best time to do it. You have them, sell them, Disney. Like we will buy them. Take money.
I don't know how many they have left. So many people stole them.
Make more. How much do you think it costs
I will
to make?
never say who talked
$2-3
me
bucks?
into, dude. I will never say this on the show.
You're
but
saying it.
someone who is a popular YouTuber, and I mean very popular, talked me into stealing it.
That's so obscure. Just a random utensil.
He was
And
like,
a famous
he goes-
YouTuber said
he-
steal it.
It was a he. He goes, do it.
Do it.
He goes, just do it.
It was
Like,
Palpatine. He's a YouTuber.
he just goes, do it, man. You're going to regret not having it.
That is you to a T.
And I was like,
He knows you,
okay,
whoever
well,
he is.
now that's how I operate. Like,
Well, we
you
know it's
can't-
not me because I'm not famous. So.
No, it wasn't. I didn't know you yet.
Yeah, that's true.
This was at Disneyland. And
Yeah.
he just goes, just do it, man. Like, you'll be fine. And I was like, I shouldn't do that. He goes, just do it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you after
He knows
who
you
it was.
because it is you.
That's
you to a T. I've
hit in my-
started
he-
adapting that mindset.
He didn't adapt. He like just hit into that mindset. He's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna regret it if you don't. I was like, oh God, you're right.
Yeah.
And now
I do that
have
with shirts
two
and merch
sports.
now. Like if I see they're running out of it, I'm gonna buy it.
Well, they do. They ran out of the DJ Rex shirt, and
I know.
happened to find it at the outlet.
Yeah, you got lucky because you spent $5 on it. I spent $27
I
on it.
wouldn't say lucky because you got to use it all the time. You had it before
That's
I got
true.
mine.
I've had it for like
A
almost
year?
a year now.
Yeah, I wanted it then, and I didn't get it.
It's fun. Like I've worn it to Oga's, and they're like, "So you're a fan of DJ Rex, huh? You've been to his shows before?" I was like, "Yeah, I've seen him a few
I
times."
saw him on Galma. He rocked it out.
Yeah. So that's great.
Is it Galma? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pika, Galma.
Pika Galma.
So yeah,
Anyway.
that was our night. We got lucky and got Oga's. I've said this before too. If you're gonna stick with this dumb boarding pass situation, I wish there's a way it could be like, if you don't get a boarding pass, you're guaranteed to go to Oga's. I would actually be okay with that because to me, Oga's is the second best thing in Hollywood studios. So it's like,
I agree. Oga's is so fun, man.
yeah. So if
Especially
I
if
can't
you
get a
go
boarding
people who
pass,
are in with it. Like
yeah,
when you and me go, it's like a friggin' party.
it's
dude.
great.
We get
We're the
that
only
thing
people
going.
singing with the songs
I
and
know.
clinking our
'Cause
glasses
then
and
it was-
playing sabak once.
But like when they were full, we would get everybody in.
We
on
get the
it.
whole bar going.
Oh, dude.
And that one bar, I wish we had his
that
name.
bartender.
Who took
who
your
was that
camera
guy?
and did laps around the
Oh,
bar with the
so
camera.
good. That was such a fun.
That was
night.
amazing.
Man.
They've got some great bartenders in
They
there.
do. Shout out to Nick.
The great ones. And oh yeah, so yeah, this dude, he must have known. Well, obviously I was all nerded out with my Star Wars crap, but as soon as he put 3 coasters down, I scooped them up and put them in my backpack. And my dad even commented. He's like, "Where did our coasters go? Did you grab them already?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're in my backpack." Because I told
Can't get
him
them wet.
I told him my coaster idea for my coffee table I want to do.
Great idea.
And he's like, "That's genius. Do it." So I grabbed those coasters, and he brought us our drinks. And then when he brought us the check, he gave, I think it was like 8 extra coasters. He just gave me with my check. I didn't ask for him. I didn't be like, "I'm collecting. Can I have?" He just gave me like 8 coasters.
That's awesome, dude.
He knew. He could tell what was going on. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they don't want you touching them, but other times I'm like, take 10. We don't
yeah,
care.
they don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
I know
think they
we
care.
bought the
beer
Rancor
flight?
Tooth beer flight,
Yeah.
and they gave us a ton of coasters
Nice.
with it in the bag. So that was pretty cool.
That's the only souvenir drinking thing from Oga's I haven't bought. I've got
It's so big.
Yub Nub and I've got Cliff Dweller.
I have both those two in there,
Yeah.
but like it's just that thing is so big.
Can you reuse it though, or is it just gonna sit there?
I mean, you can.
You can use
It's-
Yub Nub.
here's
I've
the
used
thing.
Yub Nub a
It's
lot.
not a beer flight.
No,
Beer flights are way bigger than what they give you with those teeth.
I get that.
You might get 3 to 5. I would say it's probably 4 ounces.
Yikes!
It's not a lot.
That's a jet juice.
It's $85.
Ugh,
But you're
yeah,
paying
not
for the
getting that for a
flight.
while.
You're paying for the glasses. I mean, it's pretty cool be able to drink out of a Rancor tooth. But
Yeah,
I mean, how much do you want to do?
that's a lot
How
of credits.
bad do you want to do that?
a lot of
do you
credits.
want to drink out of Rancor tooth $85 worth? Because I don't think I do.
No, I don't.
The Yub Nub and the Cliff Dweller, man. I drank out of that Cliff Dweller thing for 2 days after I bought it.
I drink out of the
Same
Yub
thing with
Nub
Yub
like once a week.
It's awesome.
I use it so much,
The
and when I'm not,
Rancor
it's on my
tooth,
shelf on display.
It's a shot. I mean, look, it's not a lot. I mean, you could literally do like beer pong with that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
What
it's
would you
not
call what's Star Wars beer pong? What would they call it?
You would call it like brew.
Yokola. It'd be Yokola for drink. Like it'd be in
Yeah.
Huttese, because that'd be like a Huttese game for sure.
Yokola Sabak.
Yeah, something like that. It'd be along those lines.
Yeah.
We got to think about
I don't know.
a good Huttese word for like pong.
Yokola's not bad though. Anyway, so I'm glad they had fun. I'm glad they had a good time. I'm glad they liked Mickey and Minnie more than you did, because I think you're wrong.
Well, everyone likes it more than I do.
Yeah, I don't get that. You're smart.
Am I?
Yeah,
You just said my
are.
brain doesn't work. How can I be smart?
Yeah, it doesn't work
So-
because you don't like it, but your brain
okay.
does work. I mean, you're not.
Sometimes.
You're not in. I mean, to a point, and there's certain people that block those things from. Whoops, it cut out because it knew.
It did.
There's some people that block that.
Your mic just
impulse.
censored you.
That block that impulse, but you're fine. And you'll figure it out. You already have figured it out. But we got some listener questions, my dude. Let's get to these real quick before we wrap this up. 3 hours into a damn podcast because the first hour, we're an hour and 20 into the new episode.
Part of like the lost episodes.
God, that episode was pretty solid, too. I'm not going to lie to you. Guys, it was
We
pretty
did a good job, though.
It was
Good
pretty good.
recovery.
Okay. I posted this in the Facebook group, which
Nice.
is Magical Merch. If you want to get involved in that, go over there. And okay, so I'm going to preface this by saying this person is named Sharon Weir. She's awesome. She's super sweet. And she asked 19,000 questions. Here's the first one.
Oh, boy.
I'm terrible at reading out loud. So, Sharon, please bear with me. I'm curious what it's like living there. How did you all end up there, or have you lived there your whole life? It seems like it would be really fun, but also hectic with all the constant crowds and tourists. I've seen the video trying to blah, blah, blah. I've seen the video trying to get there for a release, but what's the typical day like? She's talking about the release of new merchandise. So let's start there. I'm curious what it's like living there. I have one word answer for that. Dope.
That's
It's
a good one.
awesome living here. Depending on how you do it.
Oh, yeah.
You can
That's with everything.
You can do it as a tourist, or you can do it as a local.
Yeah.
And there's like a gradual change from doing it like a tourist to doing it like a local. I think you're still in the tourist phase.
I have days where I do, like, both. Some days I'm like, I'm here. I want to do 16 attractions and stay here from 8 a.m. till 12 at midnight.
I have that impulse no longer,
that happens
my friend.
a lot.
No, I have that.
But
I
then
don't
there's
have that
days where I
impulse.
just go sit on Batu for 6 hours and do one ride and go home.
See, that's adorable. 6 hours? No thanks. I have days where I go, I want to go see if they've done any new construction on Tron. And I'll walk in,
Yeah.
and I'll walk up to it, and I'll go, oh, it's the same. And I'll leave.
And that's it.
And that's it for
You
the
got
day.
a park pass for that.
Yeah. I didn't choose the
Crazy.
park pass system, but I did pay for an annual pass,
It chose you.
and it shows me.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Typical day for me is I'll get up early if I'm gonna go. Like tomorrow, I'm going to studios. I'll try
yeah,
to get.
me too.
I'll try to get. I'm gonna see you, and I'm gonna run into you. It's gonna be dope. I love you, man.
I'm making like 3 wardrobe changes tomorrow. So
I really love you, dude. You're the best.
even though I just said that, that's wow.
Yeah, I love it. I'll stand by it. I love
Okay.
you. You're the best. It is hectic, and I also think that depending on which park you go to, depends on the hecticity. That's not a real
Yeah.
word. But like SeaWorld's not hectic at all. Universal seems more hectic than Disney does because they just do things so differently. But like I know the groove of a Disney park way more than I know Universal. So like when I
same.
go there, I feel like I just kind of slide into this familiar groove. Like I like I don't know about you, but I still have rituals when I go to a park. Like anytime I go to Hollywood Studios, the first thing I do, I walk in and I go to the bathroom to the right of dark room. Like
Really?
it's like Pavlovian. Like I walk in and it's like I see it and I go.
Well, I do if I'm like taking my like Kylo look and stuff because I have to put on things because like I'm not gonna wear that belt through security. I hold it so they can see that it's a belt. So set off the stuff. So like I go there to put on that stuff. But yeah, no, I
then
don't.
I always go in the dark room and see if they have any new magic bands.
Yeah.
Which they haven't had new magic bands in a while. I think there's gonna be some new stuff dropping soon.
Well, you'll be finding out tomorrow, and
I may or may not know a thing.
I'll
or
be
two.
going the next week. But we both have not lived here our whole lives. I've been coming here most of my whole life.
I've
but
been coming here since 1996,
yeah,
but
97
I didn't
for me.
move here till 5 years ago, almost
Man.
5 years in April, and it was a decision that I didn't take lightly. I was married at the time to somebody that I was not in love with, and I was only married because we had kids. And I was like, I need a change. I was working. I had just stopped being a comedian, actually, which is so weird. People who don't know me. I was a stand-up comic. Like
He's
I
not
wasn't
funny at all. I don't know how.
Yeah,
no.
no. I wasn't like trying to be a comedian. I was a comedian. I mean, I opened for Tom Segura. I opened for Bill Burr. I was a comic, man. I was doing it, and I had kids, and I just decided that it wasn't the lifestyle I wanted because a lot of the times as a comic, and I don't think people realize this, as a comedian, most of your day when you're doing stuff on the road is you're by yourself. And it's really depressing. Yeah. And there's only one or two ways to pass the time. You can write and you can be productive, or you can drink and do other things that are detrimental to your health. I mean, it's just
easier to pick
the
second option.
Correct. It's just, I remember I was in a hotel in Johnson City, Tennessee, and I was there with a friend of mine, and like, even though we were really good friends, we didn't really see each other because it's just kind of how it goes. You have your own rituals before shows, and it was.
I'd imagine it's like similar to athletics, because like
you spend all day. It's hurry up and wait. You spend you spend a weekend getting there, and then you spend for me it was you spend 8 hours in a car to get there, to wait 24 hours to do a show for an hour.
Yep.
To then wait 24 hours to do a show for an hour.
Yeah.
And you wait to do a show for an hour. I mean, it was just it's a lot of nothing. And I just got tired of it, and I wanted to see my kids not grow up in pictures.
Yeah.
So I decided that I was going to move back home to I was living in North Carolina, but I decided I was going to move back in with my parents for a little bit, get a real job so I could see my kids more often, and kind of grow from that. And that job was actually working in a chicken factory, a processing plant for Purdue, and it was the worst job on the planet. I don't recommend it at all. The pay was really, really well. And this was when The Force Awakens came out. So this was 2015.
2015, yeah.
And then I got injured on that job, and I had to have surgery, like pretty invasive surgery, which I haven't talked about publicly.
I didn't even know this. I don't know this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had pretty invasive surgery.
I knew the comic, and I knew the moving, and like I just didn't know the surgery.
This is the middle part.
Okay, yeah.
So I had surgery, and during my surgery, I was like, is this really what I'm going to do? Like, I'm really going to go back to this place where I didn't like working in the first place and just stay there for the next 30 years?
Yeah, that does
not sound fun. That's what I'm going to do?
That doesn't sound fun at all.
And I'm going to work 16 hours a day. No bullshit. 16 hours a day.
That's like 5 hours of sleep.
Dude, when The Force Awakens came out, I didn't know if I could go see it that night because I would be too tired the next morning. That's what we're talking.
Oh, man.
We're talking about I couldn't go see a 7 o'clock movie.
Not just any 7 o'clock movie. The most anticipated movie of your life.
Of my life. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I could go see it because I'd be too tired the next morning.
Whoa.
It was a nightmare. It was the worst.
That sounds like it. It's like Twilight Zone for you.
So then I have this thing where I don't remember who it was. I was doing my podcast at the time, and I think someone sent it to me like, you should apply. And it was a job with Disney Security. Now, at the time, this was before they completely expanded to like Disney Springs and all the security they had pre-COVID, right? So it was like, apply for Disney Security. We're having like a job fair kind of thing. And I was like, okay, well, I'll apply. So I applied to it, and I got an interview. And in the interview, the guy was very obviously like, you are not qualified for this at all. Like we do like, cops who are
true.
Like, not you retired, you're not doing that anymore. Or ex-military or like, they're like, what did you do? And I was like, well, I worked at a comedy club and I would like bounce people. And they're like, no.
That's not going to cut it.
It's not going to cut it.
No.
And so, by the way, I want to point this out. Like about 6 months after I applied for that job, they lowered the standard, and I could have gotten that job.
Yeah, of course.
But that's, at the time, that's not what I was applying for. So the guy goes, and so I'm not going to say his name because he still works there as far as I know. He goes, okay, I like your personality a lot, and I think you'd be a really good fit for the company. I'm going to pass your information along to a recruiter. And in my brain, I was like, okay, I've heard that in auditions before. Like,
right.
You're not what we're looking for, but we're going to keep you in mind. And so I was like, all right, well, that didn't happen. So I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'm just going to stay here. So I'm working at Purdue still, and I get a call one day, and it's a guy going, hi, I remember his name, but I'm not going to say it. I'm a recruiter for Disney. You get your information from so-and-so, and we wanted to see if you would be interested in doing something else for the company, not necessarily security, since you didn't qualify for it. And so I called him back, and I was like, well, what do you have? And he was like, we have this job, this job, this job, this job. Oh, and this job. How much do you know about the property? And I was like, oh, dude,
A lot.
Come on. What do you want to know? And he asked me some questions, and he's like, wow, okay, yeah, for sure. You have this job if you want this. And I was like, okay, when do you need to know by? And he's like, I'd like to know. By the way, I'm recovering from surgery while I'm having this conversation. I literally was on pills because prescribed because I was coming out of surgery.
And you could spew all that information and answer his questions.
And I remember having the interview in bed, and I couldn't move because I was in so much pain.
You're ahead of the game. That's 2020 now. Interview in bed.
Right. And he goes, you have this job if you want this. And I was like, okay, what do I need to, like, what to do? He's like, well, you'd have to be to on board in 2 weeks, which means you got to come, move down. It was a process.
They never give people time. They gave me 1 week.
2 weeks.
They gave you 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And I was like, 2 weeks? And he's like, yes. And he goes, you have to know by this, whatever the date was. And I was like, okay. And he goes, if you don't show up, the job will not exist because this is not a job that becomes available very often. The job was being a greeter in vacation planning. And at the time, I thought he was just saying that. But that job doesn't come.
It's been gone for a while.
It doesn't come up. I mean, it doesn't. It's not. I mean, even pre-COVID, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
There's 6 jobs that have that. And it just happened to be this right thing that led to this awesome stuff that I did much later with the company. Yeah. But so I was like, okay. And I didn't know if I was going to do it or not. And I was still married at the time. We had separated, but I was still technically married because North Carolina makes you separate for a year before you get divorced. It's terrible.
Why? Bad idea.
Terrible divorce laws in North Carolina. But so I just ended up doing it. I was like, I'm just going to go for it. And I did, and I'm very happy that I did because it turned into where we're sitting now. I mean, if I hadn't made that decision.
Honestly, I wouldn't be sitting right here if you didn't do that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That one choice made you get your dream and made me get my dream.
It's weird, man. I mean, like, I don't work for the company anymore, and I'm so thankful I don't because for, there's a myriad of reasons, but like I just don't. I don't vibe with what the company is right now.
Yeah,
and that's fine. And I'm doing my own thing and whatever, but like it's just weird, man, to think that like if I hadn't just so I remember sitting there in the theater watching Zootopia, and this is the weirdest part I was sitting there holding my newborn daughter who was born in August, and this is March. So like not long. I took her to the movie theater that I worked at as a teenager, and I'm watching Zootopia with her, and that scene comes on of Try Everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And it just, for whatever reason, dude, every time I've ever doubted myself, that song has come on. That's why, that bracelet I have, that bracelet that says Try Everything on it, that's where that comes from.
Zootopia is
Holly
such
got
a good
that
movie.
for me. Holly got that for me because, I'm going to tear up, man, for real. Like, that every time I've needed something, that song has popped on. Like, there's been a few times where I was like, well, I think I'm going to move back to North Carolina. And this is what's the craziest. You ready for this? The night I met Darkwing Duck, the song that was playing over the park at the DVC event was Try Everything.
That is crazy.
Of all the songs, of all the timing, of all the characters.
With that character, yeah.
I mean, there's a Darkwing Duck
not because
Darkwing's
in Zootopia, which I wish he was, but
there's 3 of them behind me.
Yeah, it's the significance of that character and that song to you.
Just meshed perfectly together. And I remember going like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I just kind of look at that song like whenever I need something, that song pops on. If I'm ever feeling down, I throw that song on.
It's awesome.
And it's a weird one because it's not like my favorite Disney song by any stretch, but it's like it's there for me when I need it.
Yeah,
and I can't explain it past that. Yeah. And I remember looking at my daughter being like, we're going to have a better life in Florida.
Exactly.
Like, we're going to figure this out.
Exactly.
And I figured it out.
Yeah.
And I'm loving my life right now.
Yeah.
Despite COVID, we figured it out.
It's what's insane.
Despite all this nonsense, we figured a way to be prosperous.
Yeah.
And to figure all this craziness out.
I feel like, it feels like forever in a good way. We've only known each other for a year, but
Yeah.
Yes,
It does feel like forever, in a
2020
good way.
sucks. Like I'm not gonna say 2020 doesn't suck, but I think right now
There's been a lot of good in 2020.
you and I think, are living the best we've ever lived
100%.
right now.
I know you are.
Yeah.
And
So like
and
2020 sucks. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but it's been a great year for you and I in those aspects.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bad things that have happened to us,
Yeah.
but there's been a lot of good in that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm free.
Yeah.
I'm free of Disney. I'm free of corporate
Yeah.
world. I'm free.
Yeah.
You're free. You don't have to deal with anything anymore. Like, you got this. And it may have taken those horrible things to have happened.
Yeah.
But here we are on the other side of it on a good note. I mean,
And
like, it's
both of us were inches from giving up.
from giving up. Both of us were.
Yeah.
And we both were like, we got to pull together and get past this. I mean, I remember talking to you like, you can't make this decision right now.
Yeah.
And it's because I love you that I was like, you gotta reel it back. You can't have this, I would say emotional reaction. You can't have this right now.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Oh, definitely.
And it worked for me too. And I couldn't have done it if you hadn't have done it. I mean, we were both on the edge of like, what do we do here?
Yeah.
And we figured it out. And we're both better for it.
I've only been here for a year, but it was kind of on a whim. Not always. Once I reconnected with my love for Disney, like late high school, early college, I was like, I'm moving down to Florida. I'm going to live in Orlando and go to Disney whenever I want. I don't know if I've said it on the show or even to you. I forget who I've said
I've
it to.
never told you this. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
For some reason, I never connected it in my brain that you could just live right next door to the parks and go. I never connected that until I started watching YouTube. And I don't watch them that much right now, well, because they're not doing it a lot because they go to Disneyland and put videos. It's Fresh Baked Disney. And they go to Disney.
I'm buddies with him, right?
I bet. Dave is awesome. Dave is awesome. I love him.
The night of the Galaxy's Edge.
Fresh Baked follows me on YouTube, or on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anymore, but they follow me, and we used to interact.
I bought him solo dice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
David, he's the best.
He's awesome.
He's so genuine. I love his energy in his videos.
The night before the Galaxy's Edge thing, we were all hanging out at Trader Sam's. It was me.
Oh, dang, that's dreams.
This was weird. So it was me, Kurt from Inside the Magic.
Yeah.
Who I was writing for at the time. Adam the Woo. Daniel from TPM Vids. Gabe from Theme Park Duo.
Dang. It's a great room to be in.
Jackie from Super Enthused, I think, was there.
Most likely.
Justin Scard was there.
Oh, he's the only one I haven't met yet. Well, I haven't met Adam, I guess.
I may be misremembering him, but I know everyone else.
He was probably there.
And I just remember sitting there being like, I don't belong here.
But yeah, you do.
I don't. I'm not in that group.
How do you think I felt? I was on
group.
the Falcon with you and most of those people you just said, and Rob, and I was like, that's how I felt.
Dude, you know how fun it was to bring you into that group?
That was crazy. That's one of the best days. That's one of the best days of my life.
I'll never forget your face. You were like,
I was like, I watch all of you on YouTube.
It was weird because I remember you looking at me like, what did I get myself into? Because I was like, these are my friends. And you were like, I think people think that I make that up. Like that people go like, oh, I'm friends with him.
Yeah.
I'm friends with those people.
No, yeah, you are. You can just text them.
I can text every
anytime.
single person I just said I can text.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
I
think
done
people
that.
pretend.
I've done that with
weird.
Rob. I've just sent messages to Rob, and he's like, just send them back. It's like, yeah.
It's weird, and it's weird when you love people like that too. Like, because there's people like I loved Inside the Magic's podcast.
Yeah.
I looked forward to it every Sunday. I still to this day remember what day it was. And Ricky, for whatever reason, decided he wanted to stop doing it. And I never met him personally. And I kind of don't want to. And I know he still lives here. And I could very easily find him.
I bet you will, unless you don't want to.
I don't want to. Because in my head, it's almost like this guy who's not really real. It was just this kind of idea of what Disney fandom could be.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. And I had a chance to meet him at Star Wars Celebration in Orlando. And I remember the dude he was like, because they had, for whatever reason, they had like a podcast time at the podcast agent. He's like, we told them we weren't doing a podcast and they still gave us time.
Jeez.
And so I was like talking to his assistant and he's like, do you want to meet him? And I was like, yes. And I was like, no, I don't. And he's like,
are you sure?
Okay. And I was like, yeah, no, I was like, I kind of just want to leave it like this. I think this is perfect.
Yeah.
And he laughed. He goes, okay, I get that.
That's funny.
And I just kind of want to leave it at that.
That's real funny.
That's my story for getting here. I mean, it was chaos, and it still is chaos in the best way. But I mean, like I used to say, that you can be depressed or you can be depressed at Disney World. I mean, it depends on how you want to go about it.
I don't want to think about it that way, but if you have to think about it that way, yeah.
It's way more fun to be depressed on Space Mountain than it is to be depressed.
I have been depressed on
Indiana
Space Mountain.
than Indiana.
It happened once.
What would you rather do? Be depressed on Space Mountain or be depressed on Indiana?
Oh, Space Mountain.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
So that's
Because no one can hear you scream in space or cry.
Sharon, that's a long story to get to that point, but what is the typical day like of what we do with magical merch? It's madness.
It's magical.
And a lot of it is disappointment. Like I did
Kind of.
12 days in a row
That's
of
insane to
getting
me.
up in
I
the
don't know
parks.
how you did that. Well, I mean, I do because I did that for the first 12 days of Galaxy's Edge.
And you just get
Literally
up and you're
12
just
days
like,
straight.
we're just gonna see what happens, and you just get disappointed. I'll actually make a full video of like what an actual day is like. But so the typical day is you wake up at like 6 or 7, you get to the park you want to go to, you find what you need, you get home, you start talking to people who wanted things from you, and then you send them the PayPal request, and then you spend the next 2 or 3 hours packing up, labeling, and going to the post office and physically shipping everything out. Usually I'm not done with a day. I start at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., depending on what park hours are, and then I'm not done by I'm done by like 8 or 9, and then you just get that from 9 to like 11 is just gearing up for the next day and making sure.
That's
you
not
what you gotta
horrible.
do.
Not at all.
That's 12 hours, but I mean, like, do I want to spend 12 hours working for myself, or do I want to spend 12 hours working for someone else who doesn't care what my dreams
most
are?
of those hours are on Disney property, so
I mean, dude, my life is fantastic. Like, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, I'm in the as far as 2020 goes, I'm in a pretty good financial situation.
Yeah.
I can't complain. I mean, I'm happy. Like I'm actually, I feel like maybe you can even tell. Like I feel a little looser. I'm not as
and I
snippy.
think you can with me too.
For sure. You
Yeah.
you definitely feel a little.
It's
like
just
you
the way
seem
you
calm.
look, even, and the way you
As
feel.
you know,
And you just
Holly said that the other day when she saw you. She goes, "I can tell Evan's feeling better."
like you feel at peace.
You look looser.
just-
You don't look. You're not constantly looking down.
Yeah.
Like that's a
a
weird thing
huge
with
sign.
depression. It's like when you don't notice the sky anymore,
Yeah.
and then one day like you start to feel a little bad, and you look up and you're like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Especially here, because
I did
everything's
that
so flat.
the
You're
other
just like,
day.
wow, everything is just
Was
beautiful.
it when I was at Springs with my family? I forget when it was. I just looked up and I was like, "Holy crap, those stars are crazy!"
Yeah, man.
And I hadn't even looked up in a long time, and I was like, "Whoa, might have been at the Outlet Mall. Or the Cheesecake Factory they're obsessed with. I don't know."
No one's ever said I had a great time at the Cheesecake Factory. My life turned around, except your parents.
Twice in 3 nights. Twice in 3 nights.
That's hilarious, man. All right, let's move on to the next question here. It's kind of the same thing. What is it like being able to go to the parks whenever you want as a pass holder, or even just being that close? That comes from Brooke Mulkey.
Well, we've said it before. Like, how cool
It's
is
weird.
it that our local bar is Oga's?
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like,
And it used to be Trader Sam's, but it will be again.
Will be again.
Like, Oga's and Trader Sam's are our local bar.
it's weird, man. Like, it's something you can take advantage of and not realize you're taking advantage of
Yeah.
until you go like, oh my God, it's a 10-minute wait to get into Oga's. And you're sitting outside and you're like,
Or like
Come
somebody
on.
I know, "Oh, it's raining. I don't want to go today."
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Me. I don't like the rain.
Suck it up, bro.
Bro, I'm not going to get wet for the
Coward.
parks.
Coward.
Yeah.
You have a change of clothes 10 minutes away. Go change.
But then I got to get my car wet
You're-
from changing.
Ugh.
I drive a Jeep. That's not an excuse
I
anymore, is
know.
it?
I've seen you go off-roading before.
It's fair. It's fair. It is weird. Like it takes a little, like, I don't know about you, but like when I first moved here, I lived like I was still a tourist for about a year. And I think
I did.
I think you're
Yeah.
still kind of in this phase
Yeah.
where like you go like, I got to go do this. I got to do this. It's like,
And I'm not going home till
Hey,
park
bro.
closes.
Hey, you live here. You can just go
I know.
home and come back. You're fine.
I know, but I live there. That's my home.
But you live here now.
I know.
And and here
Here is
is
not there.
oddly
Here.
close.
Yeah.
Especially like
Perfectly
even like
close.
we're in the middle of everything. Where we live, we are a mile away from Disney Springs and Disney
Yeah.
property.
Yeah.
We're a mile away from Universal,
Yeah.
and we're a stone's throw from SeaWorld.
which I still have never been. So
Really?
I'll go one day, but and I've
Do
only
you-
been
do
to
you have
Universal
$10?
twice. Is that all it costs?
Do you have $10?
I do.
Do you have $10?
I do.
You have a SeaWorld annual pass then. Congratulations.
What?
$10 a month, no money down.
Jeez.
It doesn't make sense. They do free beer all the time.
That's
There's no
insane.
reason to not have a SeaWorld annual
I
pass.
guess not.
There's
Jeez.
no reason to not have a SeaWorld annual pass. So
Oh,
you
all right.
from where you live,
I could walk there. I
you
wouldn't
could
have to
walk there
park.
easier than I could
I
walk
wouldn't have
there.
to
I'm not
drive or
saying
do
something.
anything. I would
Yeah,
just
you
walk.
just walk right over.
Shamu is my roommate.
Pretty close.
Is Shamu still alive? Is that
He
a thing?
died. I think.
Blackfish?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
a thing?
I don't know. Do you ever heard Josh talk about Blackfish?
No.
It's real bad. He knew Don.
Oh, dang. I want to hear him talk about
he
it now.
worked there.
No way.
Yeah, he worked there doing all that.
Ugh.
It was madness, man.
That is madness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yikes.
Okay, that was from Brooke Mulkey.
I mean,
Thank
even
you for the
like
question.
tonight, you texting me about leaving the Magic Kingdom at night. Like, that's something you put up with.
You know how spoiled I am?
Yeah.
I'm like, it took me 20 minutes to
Yeah.
get on the monorail.
Yeah, that's something you put up with gladly when you're on a vacation. Like, you're like, 20 minutes for the monorail? Yeah, I'll do that.
I will say, though, there's a difference in being on vacation and being there and then being in the real world and feeling like you're trapped on that island
Yeah,
because you cannot get off.
I know. And that's like,
Especially now,
you
there's
said
no
it
boats.
to me the other day after we went to the Magic Kingdom for the morning, and I was like, I got to be at work by 11. And I was like, I went on Space Mountain. And you're like, wait, you realize you could have got stuck on Space Mountain and, like, missed work.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I'd be on Space Mountain. Like, but you're like,
Yeah,
no.
But
You
no,
missed
you missed
work. And I was like,
that's
yeah,
not
you're right.
cool.
You're right.
This comes from Jennifer Busalado Hopper. Hope I said that wrong. Right. I know I
wouldn't
didn't.
have. So,
What are some nice areas to live close to Disney World? And how awesome is it to be to go whenever you want? There's another question like that. Winter Garden's great. Winter Park is great.
yeah.
Where we live in Orlando proper, because I'm an American. I don't live in some communist part of Florida. I live, like we said, right next to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
That area is great. I mean, it just kind of depends on, like, if you
Dr.
actually...
Phillips is good too.
Dr. Phillips is great. If
Yeah.
you want to live really close, I would say you don't want to go anywhere past Universal because
No.
I-4 is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, you could live like near Mall of Millennia, and that's a little too far because you could be 40 minutes getting to the parks. You could be an hour
Yeah.
on some days with
Yeah.
that
And
with
like,
that traffic.
like we're like kind of how we are. You could go without getting on I-4. You could just go under I-4
Uh-huh.
and then go. Like,
Yeah, from
that
here
way.
you would just take a right,
Yeah, that's what I've done.
take
before.
another right,
Yeah.
take another right.
Like if I'm going to Disney Springs, I don't even get on I-4.
Oh, I do.
I know. Like I just don't want to.
Just
I
because that
could and
one
should.
light's a disaster.
It's terrible. Yeah.
The one at Crossroads is bad.
Yeah. But that's what I just do, just to stay off of I-4. If I'm going to the parks, though, I'll jump on I-4. But
I don't ever not go on I-4 because even if I get on I-4 and there's traffic, we're one exit away. And, like,
Yeah.
I would sit in that traffic versus waiting at those lights. with
Well,
those
that's the thing. I
terrible
haven't
lines.
lived in this location where I'm at right now in a normal world. I've lived with COVID crowds
Mhm.
and COVID driving. So
we're,
like
we're kind of back to normal. Like,
It's
what
closer.
it
It's
feels like
almost there.
what it feels like right now is kind of what it feels like.
yeah.
Not for this time of year necessarily. Dude,
No.
there's a week in December where, like,
I was gonna say-
now that I don't work at Disney, I ain't going.
Yeah. No, same. I
no
tried
chance.
last year and it didn't.
It's bad.
Yeah. So yeah, that's from like the Christmas to New Year's ish.
Yep.
Yeah.
That whole week is just that 12 days is a nightmare.
Yeah. Cause I went home. I
A
was home
nightmare.
the 23rd till New Year's Day, I think. So I dodged it then, but I tried to go on like the 22nd, and it was still impossible.
It's bad. From the 20th to the 1st.
Yep,
is just
that's what I'm saying. I
Or
went
the
from
3rd.
Yeah.
The 3rd, really. It's
Yeah.
really the 3rd.
Because I got back here on the 1st, and I tried to go on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and it was just not possible.
So I just want to kind of point out, too, like, it's not just Disney stuff that's fun. Like, I'm looking at my surfboard
gosh.
right here.
Like, what's it called? Restaurant Row or whatever, and International Drive.
It's
and
just,
like,
do you have all that? You turn left out of our apartment complex and you just keep driving. You hit the ocean in 30
Yeah.
minutes. I mean, it's... I get asked a lot by friends, like, if the parks weren't there, would you still live here? Yeah.
I wouldn't have moved down here without the parks, but now that I'm here, if they somehow just disappeared,
I don't know, man.
I'd
Like,
probably
we're
say.
right in the middle of quite literally everything Florida has to offer.
Especially
Beaches,
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory.
It's like an inside joke.
McDonald's.
Yep, McDonald's,
There's
Subways.
plenty of McDonald's,
Plenty of
Subways.
Subways,
There's
bro.
Jersey Mike's.
Yep.
There's Moe's. No, I don't know,
Like
man.
Cafe 22 Tango is great. Mia's is great.
Dude, you know what we're talking about earlier? Like, I had actually planned to move to Orlando when I was 18 years old.
I was like 20.
And that was before
when
I got
finally
married.
decided.
Because the girl that I ended up marrying moved down here because her parents were from here. And she was going to go work at Disney and be like a Disney princess. And I was like, well, I'll follow you. I'm 6'2". I could be goofy 100%.
That you
And
could. You could be goofy. You are goofy.
I could have been goof. I would have rocked
The
as
goof.
goofy, bro. I'd have been the goof. I've been doing the perfect cast. I would have went hard in the
the
paint.
power line dance.
But yeah, it's the perfect cast, bro.
Well, they do a dance before the perfect cast.
But it's the perfect cast. Dad, do the perfect
know.
cast.
Yeah.
If we listen to each other.
That came on my Spotify playlist the other day, and I was like,
you
yes.
have a good Spotify playlist, my dude. All right, let's go back to these questions here. We have another. We gotta knock these out. Jesus Christ. What? This has come from the last 9 of these questions. The first one, and then these last 9 are gonna come from Sharon Weir. What is your favorite park and why? Hollywood Studios for me because it always has been.
Yeah,
and
it's
always
not even
will
Star
be.
Wars for you. You
It's not-
love that too.
I've always been.
it was
it's always
before.
my favorite. Yeah, it was my favorite before. It's just the idea of walking into a DVD bonus features is really cool.
That's 100% what it is.
I just love that.
Really
I thought it was
is.
cool. The backlot
It
tour was
was
cool.
the bonus features before that happened.
Yep.
And that's kind of what made that stuff go extinct. Was
Yep.
like you can watch it on YouTube.
You can see it
You
at
can watch
home.
it on your Blu-ray.
You don't have
can,
to. You don't have to
on
see it
Disney Plus
here.
now. Like
You can
yeah,
just kind of go and see it. But it's always been my favorite park. It will never not be. And just having Star Wars there now for me just accelerates that. What about you?
it used to be Magic Kingdom, and I even said that up until like my last trip before I moved down here. I was like, Magic Kingdom is and will always be my favorite park. But like, even in a vacuum, if you look at just the park itself, it's not my favorite anymore. But then you put on top of that the local hassle, the local problems.
It's a nightmare.
It's like realistically, it sucks for us.
Dude, it
but,
sucks.
yeah,
it takes once you park, you're not there for an hour
yeah.
unless you do what I do. But I'm not
Right.
saying what that is.
You have a
But you
private
learned a
jet,
trick.
private
You
helicopter.
learned a trick.
I haven't done it yet, but yeah,
It works. I did it this whole week.
I'm going to if I keep going. But it used to be Magic Kingdom, but it was basically just based off of nostalgia, and like I kind of realized that. But then also studios. was
There's
always
nothing wrong with
fun to
nostalgia,
me,
by
but
the
then
way.
like Batuu came to studios, and now like because of Batuu, and because of Rise of the Resistance, Hollywood Studios is my favorite.
Yeah, man. Studios was just that park for me that as a kid was always like, it was filled with wonder.
Yeah.
And it was a realistic wonder. It was like, I know movies aren't real, but
That's
I know
true.
it takes people to make those movies. So how do they do this? And you could go watch it, and they would show you how
And
they did it.
they're literal animated features that
Yeah.
were drawn there. Mulan was drawn
Mulan,
there. Like,
Lilo and Stitch was drawn there.
yeah.
I mean, I never
They
remember
made
all
more
that.
animated movies than they made live action movies there, and it was like a studio's park. They're supposed to do live action movies.
It just didn't pan out the way they thought it would.
The Lottery though, that was a big one they made there with Bette Midler.
Yeah.
In The Lottery.
And
They pushed that so
Hulk
hard.
Hogan movie where he's like on
Yeah.
the
Hogan-
rocks in Canada. What
Yeah.
was that movie called?
Hogan Knows Best or out of
Something like
something
that.
dumb like that.
It was
They pushed
rough.
those so hardcore.
It was rough.
It's like, really, that's what you're gonna push?
There's like him on the beach of the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
It's so bad. So
brother.
bad. Come on, brother.
I'm here at Walt Disney World, brother.
Or Disney World, brother. Eat your vegetables. Take your vitamins. Biggest Disney pet peeve. I have mine right off the dome. I didn't even have to think
Does
about
it
it.
what
Hey,
applies to-
stopping in the walkway.
Okay, I don't know if you're
Hey,
applying it to crowds.
Move! It drives me insane. Dude,
not
literally makes me violent.
Well,
Get out.
It's changed now.
No
I hate
way.
the people that stand right behind me in queues. Literally, I can.
Oh, it happened to
I
me
can
today
touch
at-
them.
at-
I stare at them.
I had
turn
to
around
yell
and
at a
stare.
Spanish family to get away from me.
They probably didn't understand.
They did because I said it in Spanish.
No, you didn't.
I did.
What'd you say?
I forget, but I looked it up and it said it.
Oh, so you okay?
I Google
believe that.
translated
I
it.
thought
I
you
was
just,
like,
knew off
please
the dome.
back up. You're too close. And it was like, no es bueno.
Did you say the monorail spiel? Like, stay away from the doors.
Please stand back. They're like,
Por
"Why
favor,
is-
manténgase a
al
lado
lado
de
de
las
las puertas."
puertas.
And they're like,
No comprendo.
No, sí, ¿por qué? No. It was rough.
Now, like, I hate that. That's a thing. Like, I have pre-COVID pet peeves and post-COVID pet peeves, but that's mine now. When people are in queues riding me, literally right behind me, I'm like,
It's
back up, huh?
infuriating. It's just
Huh?
back up.
Huh?
Hey, back up.
Hey, back up. You with the mustache, back it up.
But just, I would rather someone be on me in the queue than
stopping in the
walkway is
because
a
like you're in a
cardinal
queue,
sin.
it's not like you have anywhere to go. But if you're walking, you're trying to get somewhere, and someone stops, and it's like, bro.
All right, this was gonna take a little bit of thought.
I don't
What
like
would
that.
you skip at each park? Magic Kingdom, I would skip.
Is it just one attraction you're picking?
Let's pick one
Just
attraction. One thing to skip.
Magic Kingdom's got a lot to pick from that I would skip, so it's like tough.
I would skip Storybook Circus.
If you don't have any kids, skip Storybook Circus. That's a whole mini land you can skip.
Epcot, I would say
The park.
skip the entire
I knew
World
you were gonna say-
Showcase.
Oh no, I thought you say the park.
No, skip World Showcase. You don't
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah.
It doesn't add to your fun.
I'm going to pick just one attraction for Magic Kingdom if I can. Like the one I don't know, it's tough.
Kingdom, one attraction?
Just picking only one. It's like,
No, it's easy. You skip Astro Orbiter.
no, you get Tron views. Oh, I love Astro
No,
Orbiter. I did
Astro
that
Orbiter
last
is such a
time.
friggin' hassle. You can get the same experience on Aladdin and on Dumbo.
Not those views though. You don't get those views.
But that's fine.
You don't get park views with Brad Hughes.
You get decent views with your views.
That's true. It didn't even rhyme.
I've rhymed views with views.
I know
I'm
it doesn't work
depressed
that
with
way.
myself.
Oh, I'd skip Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Well, good for you because you don't. That's not an option right now.
Oh, I didn't even know because I don't care that much to look it up.
I love Left Floor. How dare
I
you?
don't. I can see why you would.
Epcot. What would you
Epcot,
skip?
I
Am I picking one
skip-
attraction? Can
Well,
I pick
you
a
can do what you want.
pavilion?
You're doing lands.
I'm not gonna say
pavilions.
World Showcase. I'm gonna
Okay.
say skip the Land Pavilion. You're not gonna miss anything.
You don't even like Soaring?
I cannot stand Soaring.
I know you hate the land, but you don't like Soaring.
So overrated.
I agree with that.
It is
But I like
the
it.
most overrated Disney attraction
Flight of
of
Passage?
all time.
Whoa, Flight of Passages.
No, Flight of Passage at least has movement.
Whoa, it
Soaring,
does.
you're like, oh, I'm in a chair. Oh,
And it leans 2 inches. It leans 2 more inches.
It's so lame. And anyone who likes
Yeah.
it, you're lame. You're not that lame. Please stay in the group.
Just I would skip the Nemo part of the seas, but go in the seas because that's as close as you get to.
but that
classic
ride
Epcot.
has at least like projections that work.
Well, the best part of that ride is the Kuka arm, like the anglerfish
Yes.
swinging around. I want to sit there and watch it for an hour.
And that
I
thing
just wanna
never
watch
works. That thing never works.
It worked, yeah, like 1% of the time. But
Hollywood
I'd skip
Studios,
that.
what do you skip? I would skip. This is going to be hard to say, but I'm going to say it, and I think you're going to agree with me. Skip Star Tours.
No, I don't agree. I always skip Tower of Terror, but that's me.
Well, it's because you're lame.
And I would also skip Mickey and Minnie's. That's just me too.
Dude, you can skip Star Tours. It's fun. It's
No.
a simulator ride. That's like
but it's
anything
also
you get
always
at
a
the mall.
walk-on. It's a guaranteed walk-on.
No, it
You just
isn't. That's
walk
bull
up.
crap. Last time I was there, I saw the line backed all the way through the whole Ewok
Okay.
village. So shut your
It's
mouth.
not always a walk-on.
not always
but
a
it will be a
walk-on.
walk-on.
You're a liar.
Every day. Every day it will be a walk-on at some point.
That's not true either.
It has been for me. I walk on it every day I go.
You're full of crap.
Seriously, every day I go.
You're lying. I can feel it.
No. I
can
either
feel
go
you're
at
lying.
9 a.m. and get on it, or I go at like 7 p.m. and get on it.
But that's every ride it everywhere. You can always either ride it or not. Like that's
true.
nonsense.
But I skip Tower.
You can skip.
I skip.
You can't skip Tower. You're going to tell me you've never done Tower Terror. You don't do Tower
I have
Terror?
done it. I've done every
I know,
attraction
but
on
let's
property.
pretend you've never done it. Are you really going to skip that ride because you've never done it before?
I skipped
Come
it.
on.
I skipped it for 20 years.
You're not skipping that ride.
I did for 20 years.
You're you right now. You've never been to the parks. You're going to skip Tower of Terror?
I did. My first trip never did it. Second trip
Stop.
never did it. Third trip
You're
never
you.
did it.
You're you right now as an adult, and you've never been to the parks before. You're going to skip Tower of Terror?
I would
You're
because I don't
gonna
like that ride
skip
system.
Tower
I
of
just
Terror.
don't like drops.
But you don't know about it.
I can see it's a giant drop. I see it's 199
You're
feet
really
tall.
going to skip that ride?
But I would because it's personally I don't like drops. Most people like drops.
Be objective here.
Yeah, if it's not me,
What do you skip? We're giving advice. We're not.
I
Give
skip.
both. Give your opinion and your advice. I would say skip Star Tours.
Well, then I would
You
also
don't need it.
I would also obviously say skip swirling saucers. That's the obvious one.
Oh, that's the
obvious
way
one.
obvious one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it just like that, skip saucers.
100%.
We didn't do that with Mom and Dad. I skipped saucers.
Yeah,
with
you
them.
don't need to.
We didn't do it.
You don't need to do
Yeah.
that ride. You're fine.
So
that's
that's
way
what you
that's better
skip.
than Star Tours too.
Or
You're
if you
right.
me, you just skip Rise of the Resistance because you can't get on.
All right, what's
Tomorrow,
the
I'm
Animal
getting on
Kingdom? What do you skip?
I skip.
Don't you dare say Navi River Journey.
No, I love Navi.
That's the best ride.
I
in
skip
Animal
Cali
Kingdom.
because
Yeah.
I hate being soaked.
I would say
it's not
skip-
even a good ride.
No,
there's
it's-
no
it's not.
theming. Well, there's theming, but there's no
Oh,
story.
there's great theming, but there's no
There's
story.
no story.
I say skip Kali River Rapids, and if you had to skip another one,
Oh, I used to skip Primeval Whirl, but that's gone.
yeah, I would say skip. This is tough because there's
I'm
not a lot
biased because I love animatronics, but skip Tough to Be a
left. Tough
Bug.
to do a bug. That's
But
where I
that
was
Hopper
leading.
animatronic is crazy.
So good, and
It's
the way it like
amazing.
folds up and stuff is
Yeah,
so
I always
cool.
sit front row right next to it so
Yep,
I can watch
me
it
too.
pop out and fold back.
And
I
you know
love-
when to watch it, and everyone's
Yeah.
watching the screen. You're like,
Yeah.
um,
Animal Kingdom has like the best animatronics. It's got the Navi, it's got Hopper, it's got dinosaurs, it's got so many good ones. It
those
has a
dinosaur
broken Yeti.
animatronics are not the best, especially if you look at them from another angle. Like the first one you see on the
That one
right.
sucks.
Have you ever looked behind you?
You
and
can see
seen, like-
steps and you can see the
you can
cement
see,
floor.
You can see
and
the wiring
Yeah.
on the animatronic.
The Aliramis. That one
It
sucks.
looks terrible.
The Carnotaurus that runs next to you on the left, that's the best part.
It's a great animatronic.
The Broken Yeti's a great animatronic.
I've stood under that thing.
Dang.
It's weird standing under
bet.
there. That room is huge.
I also bet.
You don't- you
you'll
don't get
fly
it.
through it because
You
it's
don't
like
get
a
it.
second you fly through it and you're gone.
I mean, like, dude,
And it's dark.
It's massive.
yeah,
Like
it's like a hangar bay massive. Like
It's really big. I mean,
Jeez.
like when you're under there and you're not going through on that ride vehicle. I mean, that was one of the coolest things I ever did. So I have two really cool things that I got to do when I was there. First off, that one was something that we did like behind the scenes tour of, and we got to watch the sunrise at the breaking point of the where the track's broken. we got
yeah,
to walk
the first
that.
lift hill.
We got to walk that.
Dang.
So we walked up 13 flights of stairs, and then we got to stand on that as the sun came up, and it was amazing. The other thing I got to do, it was more of the blog related. We got invited to a Disney Parks blog meetup for the Great Movie Ride when that closed, and we got
and
to
the
walk
walkthrough?
through.
That'd be awesome.
Those two things were like my favorite things I've ever done in the
No
parks.
question.
I mean, it was
Anytime you get to see an attraction with a different perspective, especially walking through, like that's gonna be awesome.
It was nuts.
I'll take
man.
that on any attraction, even my least favorite. If I can walk through it, I'll do it.
It was so cool. So we skipped that. Next one from Sharon. Where is must-try restaurants at each park, especially hidden gems?
I don't know.
Let's go to Magic Kingdom. Hidden gem.
I don't think it's not hidden, but I love Skipper Canteen.
I was gonna say I think
It's not
Skipper
hidden,
Canteen is hidden
but
gem because there's
People
never
always
anyone
go
there.
be our guest, and
Yep,
it's like
and
not
that's
good.
your worst choice of the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah, Liberty
Food's not
Tree is
good.
good. Columbia Harbor House is good. I love Skipper Canteen.
Skipper Canteen is great, and I would say even Pago's Bill
Yeah.
is so
Yeah, we go
good.
to Pecos Bill a lot.
Cosmic Rays right this moment has that hot hamburger that I love with
Oh,
the
I haven't
spicy.
tried that. Yeah.
It's going to be there for 2 more days. If you're going
Crap, I'm
anytime
not,
to
so I
Kingdom,
guess I'm
you
missing.
gotta go get it. It's so good.
Missed out.
Epcot has a ton. The Land Pavilion's fish tacos were the best on property, but they don't exist anymore.
I don't know. I hardly ever go to Epcot, but especially like eat there. Like aside from like food and wine, I eat the food and wine.
No, I actually really enjoy Epcot's restaurants. I would say the restaurant that's connected to the Mexico Pavilion inside,
San Angel.
yes,
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Okay. Haven't had that one. I love going to Cava de
Oh,
Tequila.
I went there for my
That's where I
birthday one
go.
year.
They got
Oh
good
my
chips
God.
and salsa in
Yeah, they do.
Cava de Tequila.
Great.
Napoli. Via Napoli is my
Via
go-to.
Napoli's good.
I always go there.
I love that place too.
It's all the way in the back, though. It's such a pain to haul all the way
Especially if you're
back
going
there.
just there, you're like,
And that's
I
I've done that.
all
I
the
just
way
had
to
a
the
dinner
middle.
reservation.
Ugh.
You walk all the way back, and then you walk all the way.
It's annoying. That's the thing about Epcot, man. It's just so big.
Yeah, the World Showcase loop is 1.25 miles.
Yeah,
Just that
it's
lap.
insane. The Yorkshire Fish and Chips is a gem. I think it's a gem.
I haven't even ate anywhere in the UK, so like I don't know.
Dude, it is so good. I don't
Yeah.
give a crap about Rosencrown's food. Rosencrown's
Haven't had that,
bar, it's
so.
fantastic, but the Yorkshire Fish and Chips, that's a gem, dude. That was my Illuminations thing. I used to go when I
okay.
traveled down here and I didn't live here. I would every time I watched Illuminations, I would sit on the bridge over by UK, watch Illuminations, and eat my fish and chips.
That's a good spot. That's a really good spot.
So good. I would also say Spice Road Table.
Everyone loves that. I haven't had it, so.
Okay, so the food is fine. I would say the food's average at best, but the view you get of being on the water there is second to none. I mean, that's one of those things now that they have controlled the Morocco Pavilion.
I was going to say, that happened just like
It's gonna
2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Disney took full control of Morocco
It's
Pavilion.
going to turn into a Agrabah meet and
It's
greet.
Aladdin now, but who cares?
And
That's
Aladdin
fine.
and Jasmine are going to show up at Spice Road Table. And
That's
it's
fine.
gonna
They were
change.
already there in the area, in the country, so who cares?
It's not the worst thing, but it's definitely different. But
Yeah.
it's good. So we're going to
Animal or Studios?
Studios. Bro, I'm going to be real with you, man. A real hidden gem at Hollywood Studios. Pizza Rizzo's meatball sub.
Haven't had that.
Bro,
I need to try that now that I'm like a
Holly's
sub-official now.
full
so,
Italian.
Yeah. We love
hate-
Mama Melrose. We go there every time.
All the time.
Almost.
We
Like,
go there all the time.
Yeah.
But she loves real like she's full-blooded Italian. Like makes her own sauce like from scratch. Like full on Italian.
I didn't even know they had subs. I thought it was just pizza. So
Their
now I'm going to try it. I
meatball
might try it this
sub.
week.
Try it tomorrow.
Okay.
It's the realness.
Yeah.
It is so damn good. It's good. The restaurant itself, not great. That meatball sub, I'm telling you, bro. When you
no
try
one
that,
talks about this. Not even like Alicia Stella. I've never even heard her talk about it.
I'm telling you, man, it's real.
Dang. Okay.
She was my partner on game.
Oh, that was great when you played the Disney trivia game.
It was fun.
I love all the restaurants there. I think Sci-Fi is underrated. I love
Sci-Fi is definitely underrated, especially
I
now.
love Prime Time. I love Sci-Fi.
Well, Sci-Fi's gotten better because they brought the chef over from Deluxe Burger a few years ago.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
took over that menu and completely changed
and Deluxe
it.
is delicious. So.
They had a thing, and dude, you need to understand this. It was called popcorn soup,
What?
and it was terrible. It was like
Sounds terrible.
it was. I ordered it because I was like, I gotta know what this is. It was literally like melted butter with like a piece of popcorn in it, and I feel like there was chicken involved. I have to look it up. It was the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know, but I
Yikes.
fell for it.
Jeez.
And the menu has done a 180 and is completely better.
Yeah, I've had it since they switched. I love
To
it.
a point, I have someone who's coming in our group who has never been to Walt Disney World before,
Yeah. Jeez,
and is
that's
coming
awesome.
for 2 days. She's doing
Uh-huh.
Kingdom and Studios for a half
That's what I
day.
tell people now. I say you have to go to those
Kingdom
two.
Studios. So you've never been, you got to go to Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with her for a majority of her time. And
Nice.
Hannah, shout out to you. I can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to have a great time. And I'm trying really hard to get a Sci-Fi reservation. I can't find one.
If anybody can do it, you will. Like, you guys are magicians.
I've been trying for a week. I can't find anything. Anyway, I'll figure it out. We'll find it.
I've been trying for
we,
Ogres
We
all week
will
this
find
weekend.
a way.
But,
I want to find one tonight for Ogres tomorrow if you want to go.
of course, come on.
I'll find one.
I
Done.
believe that, too.
Done.
You'll get that, and you'll
I'm
get
going to speak it
Sci-Fi.
out to the universe, and we're going to figure it
Well,
out.
you're getting both, so I'm speaking that. But Brown Derby's amazing.
Brown Derby's so good.
Their chicken
Ugh.
sandwich is crazy good. Their
Can
salad
I
is
cheat and say
obviously...
Club 33? Because I've been to Club 33 at
yeah, that's
Disney Hollywood
cheating.
Studios.
It is a hidden gem. It is hidden.
It's hidden. You're not going, but it's hidden.
No, no. One day. We'll
it's-
go one day. We'll make it. We'll go.
Well, I'm not that far away from being a member, sir. I just want to let you know
I'm
that.
very far away, so...
I'm not far away. We're going to figure it out. Your boy's going to figure it out. No,
Okay,
there's
so you're
there's
saying
no
Pizza
chance
Rizzo.
I'm
I'm going to say... I don't know if Mama Melrose counts, but I'm going to say Mama Melrose. That counts.
Did we do what we just skip at each park? We did, right?
Yeah, we just haven't done Animal Kingdom food.
This is the last one. This is the last question.
Nomad Lounge for me at Animal Kingdom.
Oh, it's the
but-
best, dude.
Yeah.
That I told you about that poutine, right?
Yeah.
Did you try it when I told you?
I tried it a while ago. But
It's
yeah. I think... What's it called? Satuli. I think Satuli is overrated.
No.
I don't know.
Satuli was the junk back in the day. Satuli changed the game for what quick service food could be at a Disney theme park.
Maybe
At a
that's what
Disney
everyone
theme park.
loved, how like different it was. But I didn't think it was like amazing. It didn't taste great. I was like, it's okay.
When they first opened, dude, it was like a game changer. When they first opened, they had breakfast. How about that?
Whoa.
How about I went to a cast member preview, and they had bourbon pancakes. It was a shot of bourbon.
I can see how that is amazing now.
It was a shot of bourbon with your syrup and pancakes. Or was it waffles? Maybe waffles.
Why is this gone? Bring
Pretty
this
sure
back.
it was oatmeal. That's what it was. It was
I'm less
bourbon
intrigued,
oatmeal.
but
Nope.
okay.
No.
Pancakes and waffles are my jam.
It was
not oatmeal.
legit. And by the way, I have some maple syrup that has bourbon infused flavors. You got to try it before you leave. It's fantastic. Animal Kingdom. I would honestly, dude, before you even said it, Nomad Lounge.
Yeah.
Nomad Lounge is the realness. And Tiffin's used to be my favorite restaurant on Disney property.
I don't even.
It was my number one on all.
I don't even like their bread service.
It's not as good as it was.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
don't- Yeah.
The chef there, I don't know if it's been changed, but whoever it was originally was the best, because that's the meal I had where I met Lentesta.
Okay.
And
Maybe that's also too. Maybe you just had a good memory and like that's.
no, man, no, I'm telling you, that food was next level. It was so good. It was so good. The way they do the octopus was, I don't know if they still do it this way, but when you order the octopus there, they do it in a way where they hermetically seal the octopus tentacles in water, and then they boil it.
Whoa.
Then once it's fully cooked from that way, they grill it. So you're
I would
not
love
getting
that.
any
They
squishy.
still do it?
I don't know if they
Ugh.
do. Absolutely get it.
I would love that.
because you get the flavor of it,
Right.
but it's not that slimy texture.
Yeah, or
I'm
the
a
super
texture
chewy
guy.
pieces where it's
No.
super chewy. I hate that.
No, it's grilled, and you taste it, and it's grilled, and it's got that grill like char to it, and
It
it
sounds amazing.
unreal. But I don't know if there's the way that what I used to get was it was lamb two ways, and I'm not a lamb guy, but it was just just unreal. I mean, it was the best. It was to this day, even with Victorian Alberts that I've been to, was the best meal I've ever had at Tiffin's.
Dang, I haven't had Victorian Alberts. I've had Tiffin's
Victorian Alberts
recently.
is really good.
I've only had it recently though. I haven't done Tiffin's like back in the day, so maybe that's the thing. Maybe
Tiffin's
just
pre-Pandora was fantastic, and then I
Okay.
think they had to like adjust because of how popular
Probably.
they got. and how
That's the
busy.
thing. Like Nomad is still somewhat hidden, but like now people still see it and they go. Like if they
That
don't go to
poutine
Tiffin's, they
there.
just go Nomad.
Oh,
so
that poutine at Nomad. I haven't been to Nomad since after COVID, but there was
I-
a while there we were local.
I don't think
they
I have
knew
either.
us. They would.
that's another local bar. Like we have Nomad. That's a local bar.
Yeah, they would-
like think about that stuff.
They would bring me my Annapurna Zing without asking it. I mean, like they knew.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't know how we're not like that now with Fuzzy Tauntauns. Like it
because
shouldn't-
so many people work there.
that's true.
That's
true.
all it is.
But we don't. They're like, you need a menu. We're like, nope,
Nope, I got it.
nope. Fuzzy
I'll take a
Tauntaun.
fuzzy tauntaun and a Jedi mind trick.
Oh, I haven't had a mind trick in a while
So good.
because I just always get Fuzzy Tauntaun.
So good. You got to do a fuzz. You got to do a Jedi mind trick every once in a while. It's good.
Yeah.
I pulled a Jedi mind
Yeah, I
trick
don't
the last time I ordered a Jedi mind trick. Because
How
I was
so?
like, I think I'm gonna do a fuzzy tauntaun, but I'm gonna settle with a Jedi mind trick. And she goes, okay. And so she brings me the Jedi mind trick, and I said, wait a second, I didn't order this. I ordered a fuzzy tauntaun. And she goes, no, you ordered a Jedi mind trick. I was like, no, I didn't.
So
I
then
did-
she
I did the
swapped it with
hand.
a Fuzzy Tauntaun.
No, I didn't. She goes, no, you did. And I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, doesn't work on the weak-minded. And she goes, how dare you?
Yikes.
It took her a minute, but I was like, I got her.
Oh, that's rough.
I tricked a Galaxy's Edge bartender with Star Wars jokes.
Yeah, you know what? Olga
Do you know how
probably
hard that is to do?
Olga probably shot her afterwards.
Think about how hard that is to do. For real. Think about how hard
That's super hard.
it is to get over on a Galaxy's Edge bartender with the Star Wars joke.
especially one that obvious.
I know. It was super obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe she's, I don't know.
It was a long day. She was probably tired.
She was like,
Olga doesn't pay him enough.
I have COVID. I can't do this.
Space COVID.
I have space COVID. All right, man. We did 2 hours. Let's wrap this up.
We did a
Which
lot.
means we did 3 hours. Because the first episode.
I'll never
didn't
get that hour
work.
back in my life.
I'm sorry.
Worst
But
hour.
you got a Beck pen.
I did.
That's
Lieutenant
exciting.
Beckman.
Lieutenant Beck here.
Maybe it's a good omen. I'm going to see Lieutenant Beck tomorrow. It's going to be okay.
I'm a little offended. We're going to see Lieutenant Beck tomorrow.
I'm going to see him.
Oh, okay. All right, man.
Yeah. Okay, because I'll just look at this pin when I don't get my boarding pass.
I hope you don't.
But I will. I'll look at the pin.
I'm gonna get a boarding group, and I hope you don't. How about that?
It happens.
That's what you get for being rude. I'm
Karma.
saying we're gonna have a good
Karma.
omen tomorrow.
Hey, I'm an evil bad person. Remember
I see that.
I'm an a-hole.
I see.
Remember
I've
that.
heard.
Yeah. It's
All
so
right,
much fun.
everyone.
I love every picture I post on Instagram now. It's like, I love being evil. I'm going to post another picture. Like, it's so much fun. So if you want to see that on Instagram.
You're so petty. I love it. I would do
Yep.
the same thing.
Yep.
I would.
I'm just like,
Maybe
reminder here, I'm evil.
Maybe start hashtagging my own photos, being like, I'm also a jerk.
I need a good hashtag because I don't have one for it. I'm just like, love being dark side, love being evil, love being such a mean person.
The funny thing is, like, you're such a good person that it's just like, it's
I
baffling.
guess. I'm one of the two. I'm one of the two. You can pick.
No,
I know what I
you're
am,
a
and that's
good-
all I
you're-
care about.
You're a good dude. If you weren't a good dude, I wouldn't be friends with you.
But you're not a good dude. So,
That's fair. I'm a
Yeah.
real jerk.
yeah. Jerks flock together, bro.
I guess, man.
We got our own flock.
I'm a
Flock
real
of jerks.
Hashtag flock of jerks.
I like that.
There you
I
go.
like that. It's good.
Flock o jerks.
Flock.
All right, man. Where can the good people find you who are in a group but want to know more about you? Where can they find you?
I mean, I didn't delete the account, so Twitter's still out there. It's Evan T. Boucher.
I hate Twitter. It's a cesspool.
I haven't opened it in like a month. So if you want, though, you can follow me on that. And it's Evan T. Boucher on YouTube and Instagram, too, I think. But I know it's that on Instagram. I don't know. YouTube, I don't know the name. So, yeah. Instagram, I'm just posting pictures of me being evil.
You know,
Evil
I'm about
Knievel.
to. You can follow me on Twitter at Florida Fun Brad. And I want to announce this, too. Make sure you go follow that because the name will be changing soon. Because, well, dude, I thought Florida Fun would be a good way to encompass everything.
It is.
The problem is you can't search it.
Wait,
if you
so
go
wait,
on
we
YouTube
thought it
and
was just
type in
you
Florida
couldn't
Fun,
search it.
I've tried again today.
Yeah.
If you search it, you can't find it. And
Dang.
if it's not searchable, that doesn't do anyone any good. It's
The person
it's
that's looking for it or the person that's posting it.
you just can't. So I'm gonna probably revert back to Park Views with Brad Hughes. That was the
Flocko
thing.
Jerks right there. You got it.
Or just Flock of Jerks. I feel like that's the one that had the most success
Yeah.
because it's unique. It rhymes. It makes sense. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I may change to something else, but for right now, Florida Fun Brad over on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. I mean, I am, but I'm not at Jedi Talk Podcast. It's just too much stuff. But thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to do this as regularly as we can. The next episode I want to do is I want to talk about the state of the Walt Disney Company. We didn't get into that because we want to keep this episode light because we're coming back.
Yeah. And we got Mando too. So that one will be a Mando episode. You'll
The
have
next
a state
episode,
of the company.
I'm going hard.
Okay.
Hard. I
Yeah.
have opinions. I've had this be requested
have
by
opinions.
some people
You have opinions
about the Walt Disney Company, and I have real strong thoughts on what's going on with the Walt Disney Company, and we'll get into that on the very next episode, I promise. That is a Park Views with the Brad Hughes podcast. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Until then, may the Force be with you.
Are we doing that because it's not all Star Wars?
Doesn't
Are
matter.
We got to do a Disney.
It's our thing. I
well,
can't not say it.
this is more of a Disney one, so I'm going to say until next time. I will see you all a little later.